Okay, welcome back to DS Radio Chat. We are live stream if you guys want to catch the show. All right, very good. Get the Zillow team out here as well. Okay, so you're probably wondering, okay, well, all we see is his shot. We don't see nobody moving around. So this is just a still shot picture is what this is of the shop. And I have, hello Matt. So we're going to discuss a few things tonight. So let's get right down to it. Right down to the brass nails. Here's how it goes. We're going to do this video tonight to explain to people. We seem to have some miscommunication with certain people. And so this does not apply to everybody. So with all due respect, please understand that, okay? But do understand that I am a professional repair shop. I've been here 39 years in the hobby. I've worked up the ladder, got many certificates, degrees, diplomas, all kinds of stuff. State awards, everything, okay? I am not going to work for free. If you feel the need to send me a radio and you cannot afford a radio to be repaired, do not send it to me, because I am not going to be responsible for your fact of irresponsibility of your own finances. Okay, so if you cannot afford something, listen, I'm easy to get along with, guys. I'm really easy to get along with for sure. So I am not going to work for free. So having said this, the guy who I'm referring to was the owner of that Cobra 2000 GTL I spent 4.5 hours on. Now, let me just put this out here very clearly to everybody, okay? I do not charge bench fee. I do not charge hourly rate. I charge fairly by the job. That's why my business has been here for so many years, because I'm very fair. In fact, my prices are actually still way cheaper than your average Joe down the block that has his little CB shop, okay? So all these hack shops who charge you guys a fortune and screw you over, I don't. I charge very fairly of the job. In fact, I even gave a $48 discount to help this guy because of the financial bill of what he had accrued here. So that repair bill of his Cobra 2000 was $268. Now, that also included the shipping, the discount of $48. Okay, that all, this is, I mean, well, let me rephrase that, I'm sorry. It was $48 more above the $268. So let me rephrase that, I'm sorry. So after the discount of the $48, it came down to $268, which included the shipping cost, the shipping insurance, the repair job, everything. I had a phone call that said, gee, Stu, after watching that video last night, it raised some questions. What questions did it raise? What's the problem? And he says, well, I sent that radio there because I had no receive audio. Okay. So if that is the case, why did you not fix the problem? I said, but I did fix the problem. He says, yeah, but you spent 2 hours troubleshooting. Well, what do you expect from me? I'm not a robot. I'm human. It takes time to isolate and find the problem. He says, yeah, but I wanted that fixed. Okay. And he says, you said it's going to be a capacitor. I said, no. I said, based on what you told me over the phone, his initial reason was he had no receive audio. I said, well, that sounds like a bad capacitor. How much are you going to charge? $7. That includes me putting the capacitor in. Okay, what is your alignment charge? $95. Okay, that's not bad. But keep in mind, I don't know, and I'm not going to quote you anything past that point because I'm not sure what I'm going to run into until your radio is on my bench. I said, please understand that. He said, no, I understand this. Okay. So we're on the same page. Okay, cool. Then all of a sudden, he tells me, well, it's got channels. Okay, well, if it's got extra channels, more than likely the clarifier is modified. I'm going to have to put that back to factory. Okay, no problem. All right, so we agree to that. Okay, well, there's a charge for it. Okay, he assumed that everything I was going to do was going to be within that $95 charge, which the 95 only includes this. So everybody's aware of this, okay? It includes the alignment procedure and tuning of a radio. It will include me reflowing your solder joints. It will include me cleaning your controls. That is what the charge is, $95, and I go through the whole radio to align, tune, reflow, solder, clean controls, period. That's just a flat rate. Still, remember, no bench fee, no hourly rate, flat rate, done. Okay? Well, he held me to that and said, well, what about the rest of the stuff? Well, they're additional. Okay, well then, so why is the bill so much? Well, because I had to fix your clarifier circuit. I had to put your limiter back in. Your bias was way off. Everything's all out of whack. That thing was so splatterbox city, it's crazy. And then I had to replace your phono jack in the front end, plus troubleshoot my time through your radio to find the problem. You don't think that's fair? He says, no. Okay, so what do you want me to give you a refund? Yeah. Okay, then if I give you a refund, then your radio's going to sit here because I haven't shipped it out. I just finished the job late yesterday, and it's going to sit here till Monday morning when I was going to ship it out. So if I give you a refund, which that's what it came down to, so I refunded his money, and now the radio sits here. Until he pays me a money order now, then that's it. We're done. Because guess what? If you're going to think for 1 minute you're going to get this radio back and cancel your credit card, and you're going to screw me out of my work, we got a problem here. We don't do that. So we're going to nip this in the bud right now. You wanted your refund? You got your refund. But now the radio's going to sit here. He said, well, when are you going to ship it out? Well, I'm not going to ship it out. He said, why not? Because you just got a refund back, the whole amount. Therefore, now my work has not been satisfied. You haven't repaired the bill. Paid for the repair bill. So after fixing your radio, it's been completed. You paid your bill last night. After watching the video today, now you're telling me, well, no, this isn't going to go very well with me because it's too much money. Okay. Well, there's two things wrong with this. Number one, you go to a hack shop, you're going to get paid a lot more money. Number two, it would have cost you $400 or $500 instead of this $268. Mind you, included the shipping costs and the insurance. Okay? So, when you're going to sit there and talk about a refund, okay, fine, I'll give you a refund. You want a refund? Yep, okay. Refund me my money. Okay. You want the whole amount? Yep, okay, no problem. I refunded his whole amount. Only for him to tell me, let me get my tracking number and tell me when you're going to ship the radio. Oh, okay, no problem. Yeah, I'll ship your radio. Now, when you send me a postal money order, he said, what for? Well, you just got a refund back. Yeah, well, I don't work for free. So now that you got your refund back, okay. You got your money back, therefore now it's no longer paid for. You paid for it. I was ready to ship it out Monday morning. Now, you want your refund back full. Okay, fine. I gave you full refund back. You're going to cancel your credit card payment anyways, what he told me in his text message. Because I'm just going to cancel payment. Okay, well, what do you want to do then? Well, I want a refund. Fine, I'll give you a refund. So now you're going to demand me to ship your radio after now you just got your refund and you threaten to cancel your card as well for payment for the repair. Okay. Well, now it's boxed up sitting here in my shop, and that's where it's going to stay until he's going to give me a postal money order. We're not going to do credit card. You're going to give me postal money order because you cannot cancel a postal money order. So as good as cash. You will send me a postal, and I know he's going to watch this, and I hope he does. In fact, I've already sent the link to him and told him that, or not link, but the text message rather, that says, I'm going to go live right now talking about your radio and the situation. So I know he's probably watching this, which is good. So, yeah, oh no, I'm dead serious, Ralph. And this is no disrespect, but I'm dead serious because it's one of these things like this. You know, if I came to your shop or sent you something, or I go to a garage, you pay your bill. It's just that simple. Now, I'm easy to get along, right? So, if you have, say you got, okay, hey, my muffler fell off. I got a little problem. Okay, fine. I'll work with you. I'm easy, man. I'm easy to get along with. Don't take advantage of me, and I'll be here right for you. I have no problem with that. So we changed our policy. For many years, used to be 30 days. Now it's 1 week, and it's been that way since late last year. So what it comes down to is this. If you were going to be honest with me, I'm honest with you, okay? And I'll always be honest. I've always been 100% transparent. I have no reason not to be. I did the entire repair on his radio live stream. So, oh no, I thought, okay, the other guy? Yeah, no, I thought you meant me. I'm sorry. Well, either way, I'm just explaining it this way. No, he's serious because he got his money back. So, so it is what it is. But no, it's like this, guys. Nothing's free. And for what I charge, you know how many people have told me, Stu, you are not charging enough. And you know what my response is? I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it for the principle, for the pride, for the hobby, for the experience of learning. I enjoy what I do. So, and okay, I see Ethan's in here. So Ethan is a prime example. That guy has sent me excuse my language, boatload. I won't curse. A boatload of radios. Which, by the way, your CPI is all boxed up, Ethan, and that is going out Monday. So your CPI is all set to. I'm going to send it out Monday for you, buddy. I appreciate it. Anyways, I don't mind me picking on you, Ethan. Ethan is a prime example. Okay, so he sends me a whole pile full of radios. He even sent me a damn deposit, which I did not want. I didn't even ask for it, request it. He sent me a deposit right up front. Let me know when you're all set to go. Okay, cool. Got all these radios done. Boom, 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 boom. Here, you're all set for a little while. And then all of a sudden, okay, yep, no, here you are. We're right back to this. Okay, no problem. Money's on the way, Stu. Okay. Ethan has been 100% transparent and very loyal right to the T. He knows I'm not going nowhere. He knows his stuff's in good hands. He's got no worries whatsoever. And every time I told Ethan, nope, you're fine. Don't worry about it. No, you still got credit on the tab. Boom, 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 boom. And all of a sudden, we get all said and done. How we doing? No, you're still good. Don't worry about it. And then on the last one I just did, okay, well, here's where you are. And then he took care of the difference. Ethan is just one out of, oh my God, thousands and thousands of people in the last 39 years who understands the hobby, understands what it takes to get things done, and he pays his bill on time. So thank you for that, Mr. Ethan. I see you in here, so that's why I got to pick on you, because I know you of many people, you guys always pay your bill on time. Michael, he pays his bill on time. Kevin pays his bill on time. Matthew pays his bill on time. Both Kevins in here pay your bills on time. Brandon pays his bill on time. Every one of you guys have always paid your bill on time, and I appreciate that. I really do. And for the ones who might have a little bit of struggle, we work with you. No big deal. But you guys always come through. Not one of you have ever said, well, I want a refund. Okay. So I'll give you a refund. Now what? Well, give me my radio. Sure. When you repay me back the money. So, yeah, Rick, same thing. Rick's always paid on time. I mean, and a lot of these guys have not only paid on time, but they've gone above and beyond to ensure that they're satisfactory of my shop. And I always go above and beyond. Jim, he's always paid on time. Gary Bowman is another one. Always been there on time. Leadfoot, everybody has always been on time. Every one of you guys in my chat have always been on time. And it's ridiculous that these guys have to pull this nonsense. Now, let me give you another example. I don't know if he's in here or not. I think he is. I don't know. Let me see. Hold on a second here. Let me... Kenny. Yeah, Kenny. I didn't think of your name for a minute, sir. I'm sorry. So, yeah, Mr. Kenny. Kenny sent me, if he's in here, I think that's you, Chavez, right? I think you're Kenny. Kenny sent me a Striker version 1. He told me that he thought he got hit by lightning. So he sends the radio here. It just came in, literally yesterday. I wasn't even supposed to be touching that because I have other jobs ahead of him. But it was getting close to the end of the day. I was getting burned out. I had enough for the whole day, especially after spending 4.5 hours on that guy's 2000. I said, you know what? When I opened the box to see who it was from, I said, oh, wait, this is a piece of cake. I can fix this. No big deal. And so, no, that wasn't you, Chavez? Okay, I'm sorry. I thought it was you. Anyway, so the guy sent me this Striker radio, I get it on the bench, call them up. I said, hey, how much you love this radio? He goes, a lot. I said, good, because it's fixable, and I'm going to be live stream right now and get this all squared away. Okay, cool. And I got it all fixed for him. He was happy. His wife was happy. They could not believe the fast turnaround time. Plus, the radio was 100% good quality, fixed condition, and it's already ready to go out the door. The same day I got it, I jumped right on it and got it right done immediately. They did not ask me to do that. They never asked me anything. They just said, when you get to it, fix it. Look at it, see what you can do, if it's fixable. Okay. I could have lied and said, oh, that's junk, you don't want it, I'll leave it here for parts. And then fix it up and turn around and sell it. You know how many hack shops and crooked people would do that? Kenny is one of how many, millions of people who work hard for their money. And they just want honesty. And I called them up and said, hey, I can get to it right now if you want. Oh, you don't have to do that. No, I'm going to do it right now for you. Him and his wife were so happy that I got, not only did I get to it, the day came in. I mean, it wasn't even here 15, 20 minutes. And I was okay, what the hell, I'll take a peek. What is this? Let's see what's going on with it. And I got it all fixed. So, and it's just, this is ridiculous that these people got to come over here and they want something for nothing. Well, hell, Kenny didn't ask me for that. He just said, when you get to it, just take a look at it, see what the damage is. Okay, cool. And I said, by the way, I never got hit by lightning. Your radio's fine. Just a couple of small, cracked solder joints. I can fix that right away. We'll check this, check that. Got it all reprogrammed. And he was just beyond happy and ecstatic. So, Mr. Kenny, if you're watching this, thank you, sir. I appreciate you and your wife. And I'm glad that I was able to satisfy you and your radio, get it all fixed. And like I said, it's all boxed up and ready to go. So I really enjoy, people that are, when I can make them happy. Now, my job is not to offend or upset anybody. Again, this video is for educational purposes only, and this is what my policy is for. And we've got the attorney on hand as well, so I make sure everything's legit, so I don't just punch out policies because I want to. These are all legitimate policies that I did to cover myself under New York State law. So I go above and beyond because, again, I run a business. I don't run a layaway plan, okay? So when people say, I'm not happy with the price, well, what do you want me to do? Well, you should have called me first. Now, here's what the argument was over. How come you didn't call me? Why did you spend the first 2 hours aligning the radio when you should have went to the root of the problem? Okay, number one, you follow procedure. That's what you do. You go through the alignment procedure until you find a problem. At the end of the procedure, my last step was receiver alignment, and that's when we found the problem. He says, well, I texted you what the problem was. Okay. And you're not the only customer who I get messages from. Oh my God, I get, holy jeez, 30, 40, sometimes 50 emails a day. Phone calls, oh my God, I can't even tell you how many phone calls or text messages. How I'm live streaming and my phone goes off constantly. You guys have heard me several times live stream answering the damn phone. I just answered the phone again today when I was doing my 10-meter contest. I'm answering the phone to a very nice gentleman who was asking about radios and stuff he'll be bringing up next week. Really nice guy, cool guy. I answered the phone right here. I don't know who the hell the guy was. I don't know if he's gonna go off on me or whatever the case. But he was a very nice guy, very sweet guy. And I took the phone call right here, unexpected. Who was on the other end of that line? I'm always answering my phone. And you want me to stop what I'm doing because I told you, yes, I'll let you know when I go live stream. Well, so it slipped my mind. I'm only human. What do you want me to do? I'm only human. So because I didn't time that I went live stream and I told you when the video was done, who cares? The video's still there. What are you complaining for? Then he tells me, well, after watching that, I got a lot of questions concerned. Okay, well, what is your question? Well, you charged me $268. You said $95 plus a cap. I said, no. $95 was the alignment procedure, reflow solder, clean controls. The capacitor would have been $7. That includes me putting in, remove the old one and put the new one in, if that was even the problem. I don't even know until I see the radio. I can't tell you what it is. I'm just justifying what you told me. He says, well, you're not very transparent, and you're not, your communication skills were very poor. So why's that? Because you didn't tell me what all you had to do. I told you, I can't do nothing until I go through your radio. I made that specifically clear to you, and you agreed. And I also asked you, is your radio modified? He says, yeah, it's got channels. More than likely, it's probably modified with the clarifier. Oh, I don't know. Okay, well, I'm sure it probably is, which means more than likely your limiter is probably removed. Oh, I don't know. Okay, well, you're not being very transparent to me, and you're not being forthcoming with any kind of information to help me assist you in a better way. So it's like, this is ridiculous when he's going to, be like that. So it's kind of like, okay, well, here's what it comes down to. You want me to stop? So what he said was, why did you not call me and tell me it's going to be more? I said, how am I supposed to know that when I'm going through the process troubleshooting? I'm trying to find your problem. So had I found your problem during the first 2 hours and not the last 2 hours of the 4.5 hour video, okay, what does that mean? Does it mean that I'm supposed to tell you, hey, I found your received problem, I can fix it, and now here what it's done? I still got to align it. I still got to tune it. I'm not going to give you a 50% service and then find out that you want me to send the radio like this, because that's not what I'm going to do. My name is all over that radio, okay? And I refuse to do anyone a favor as to fix a problem and then just walk away. I've had many people say, listen, I just want this, okay? Well, that's not going to happen. What do you mean? If it's on my bench, I'm going to go through it 100%. I'm not going to sit here and say, well, I'm going to have to just repair your part and then walk away. I can't do that, because actually, I'll give you a good example. This guy, not the one right here of this Cobra 2000, this is a different person. He actually called me and said, hey, I need an audio chip replaced, okay? What's that going to cost? $30? Wow, pretty cheap. I said, well, yeah, that covers the chip and my time to replace the chip. Okay. He says, that's all I want done. Okay. He said, I can align and tune the radio myself. Okay. Well, if you can align and tune the radio yourself, then why can't you replace the audio chip if you already know that's the problem? Well, I think it's the problem. Well, if you know how to align and tune a radio, then you should know how to troubleshoot and analyze if that audio chip is bad. He says, well, no, I just align and tune radios. Okay, so, but you can't align and tune a radio unless you understand how to service a radio. Anybody can follow instructions to do this, but that's going to narrow it right down. So if you know how to fully align and tune a radio complete, then you should know how to analyze, troubleshoot, and repair. He says, no. I said, okay, then what are you doing? He goes, no, I peek and tweak. That's my alignment. No. I said, an alignment is much more than peek and tweak. No such thing as peek and tweak. A peek and tweak is going to be where you're going to cut a limiter, modify a radio, spread coils, and etc., right? And he says, well, yeah, that's not alignment. He says, sure it is. I says, no, that is not alignment. So, again, don't send me something you want me to just fix and then not pay, or just fix part of it and then leave the rest alone. I can't do that, because, had I done what he wanted me to do, just replace the audio chip only and send the radio back, what if it had another problem? Let's say, for example, I fix that audio chip and find out that wasn't the problem. Now what are we going to do? Now you're going to tell me to send it back? Okay, so now you got my hands in there fixing an audio chip that, let's just say, was not the problem. Now I send it back to you. Now you're upset because I didn't fix the problem because you said it was the audio chip. But then you said you weren't sure because you only know how to align it to, which he does not, apparently, as I just explained. This is like one big circle jerk. We're not doing this, right? So the point is of this video, guys, is Mr. Eric, who I'm not going to give his last name, but who now forfeited his radio until he's got 1 week. I give him 1 week. That's my policy, is 1 week. So I better receive a money order, post a money order by the end of next week, and he better show me that he's got his certified tracking through the mail. Failure to do so will result to complete 100% loss ownership of his radio. I'm not playing games, ladies and gentlemen. Please understand, when you send a radio in for servicing, please expect to pay your bill. Now, if this is going to be such more where, hey, you got blowing finals, you got this, you got that, okay, yeah, I would have called you up. Hey, you got a serious problem right here, man. It's going to cost you more than what's fixed. Okay, fine. I can do that. For what was done to his radio out of a Cobra 2000 GTL 4.5 hours later to fix his problem, get it all lined and tuned and on the air working, different states and skip land, you're telling me you're not satisfied. He says, no, I like your work, but I don't like you're not very transparent. You didn't tell me that it costs more. What do you want me to do? I mean, this is ridiculous. What do you want me to do? You want me to do it for free? He says, well, I'm not happy with it, so okay. I said, well, what do you want, a refund? He said, yeah, I want a full refund. Okay, well, I'll give you a full refund. He says, okay. So I gave him a full refund. Well, when are you going to mail it out? I'm not going to mail it out. Oh, now you're going to keep my radio hostage? No, I'm not going to keep your radio hostage. It's here. When you want to pay for it, you pay for it. You got your money back. You paid for it once. Now you get your money back. What do you want me to do with it? I says, I don't understand. You have no reason to be doing any of this. So the whole idea of this, guys, is to understand one thing. Please understand. If I find that your radio is just not worth putting money into, I will gladly call you. But please understand, too, if you send me a radio and you ask me to fix it, and I'm able to fix it at a reasonable cost, then please let me be and let me do my job. And that's exactly what I did. I did my job. And for $268, shipping included, with the insurance and everything I've done for him, that's beyond cheap. Because anybody else would have charged you $50 to $75 bench fee on top of at least $20 an hour. I mean, you'd be $150, $200 right there, $175 right off the get-go, and you haven't even looked at it yet. Or found the problem, I should say, rather, right? So 4.5 hours later, you know, at $20 an hour that most people charge, well, that's $90 right there. Think about this, guys. Let me get my handy-dandy Blues Clues calculator. Let's just say the average bench fee, I know it's usually 75, but it may be 50. We'll go with 75, right? 75 plus 4.5 hours. If someone was going to charge you $20 an hour, which is what I hear a lot of shops are actually doing, I think it's ridiculous, okay? So 4.5 hours at $20 an hour is $90. That puts you at $165 just to put it on the bench and spend that 4.5 hours. Now, on top of it, you got your shipping, okay? That came out to be, it was $65 with the insurance. No, I'm sorry, it was $55. I said that wrong. It was $55 with the insurance. Now you got to worry about the alignment. Well, here I charge $95, so we're just going to factor this in as if we were doing the rest, right? So let's see here. We got 165 plus 50, oops. 55 plus 95. Then you got your limiter. Then you got your clarifier. What else did we do? Oh, the phono jack. So, I mean, you're already over $400. And oh my God, $268, mind you, was with the shipping. Now, if we added the $48 back in that I credited him to help him out a little bit on that, which I did not have to do, because now I lost $48 from me for fixing his radio. And I did that because he kept complaining about the money. So, okay, fine. I'll give you a percentage rate off. So I did. Okay, so I gave him $48. How's that? Would it come to a number or a percent? So we gave him the $48 and what he decided. Okay, fine. We'll do $48 discount. So that brought you down $268. No, I'm not satisfied. No. What do you want? A full refund? Yeah, okay. Well, now you lost your property. So, again, please understand, people, when you send your radio, like taking a car to a garage, the mechanic's going to tell you, pay me now. Done. Okay? If you can't pay, you don't get your car off the lot. It's going to sit right there in the parking lot. Okay? So, please understand that, guys. I'm just telling you. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't get people anymore. So, that's why I'm doing the video tonight. To draw everyone's attention on here. To let them know. And also for security purposes. I've got all the text messages and all the phone calls we've had and whatnot, and so I've got all that right here. But the guy says, I text you and see if you received my package. Why'd you ignore me? I said, I didn't ignore you. I was busy live streaming the day that you did that. And when I got done with my video, a couple hours later, when I got done with that video working on the radio, did you not get a response back? He says, yeah, but it took you a couple hours. Well, I'm sorry I don't sit by my phone and just wait for people to call me or text me. What? I got work to do, man. I got a job to do. People pay me for my high quality work and my knowledge. I can't tell people I can't work on your radios today. I got to sit by the phone because I might be expecting a text or a phone call. And then 4, 5, 6, 7 hours later or 2 weeks later, I finally get a text and a phone call. Come on, guys. I got work to do, man. I don't have time for this. This is petty. This is childish. Take your diapers off and grow up. So that's why we're doing the video tonight. So everybody understands where I stand, okay? Okay, and now I just got a text message. I'll send you a check Monday. And I just wrote him again. No, it will be money order. I'm not giving anybody the idea to cancel a check. Not going to do that. Okay? We're not going to cancel card payments, not going to cancel check payments. You're going to post a money order if it comes down to this kind of situation. I've got burnt before. Not going to do it again. It took me 90 days to fight somebody because they canceled their card payment. And we're not doing that. Not going to do it. Not going to do it at all. So 90 days it took me to get that damn money back. You want to know what the repair bill was on that? This right here is like pennies on a dollar. That repair bill was over $800 because the guy sent a whole pile full of radios here. Got them all done. Only to find out he was hurting for money, and when he paid with his credit card, he canceled it. Or bank card. It wasn't credit card, bank card, or whichever, same thing. But he canceled it. So, I don't know, guys. Some people say, I'm sure some people are probably going to say, why are you even doing this video? Who cares, right? That's your personal business. I'm doing this to let people know as an awareness. Do not send your equipment here if you cannot pay your bill. Or if you're going to pay your bill, this wasn't a matter of him not paying. It's a matter of him complaining over the fact that it was more than what he expected. Well, that's not my problem. My problem is I did what I had to do to fix your radio, and it's working good. And oh my God, how many people had already seen the video? Well, let's go back here and look. So it looks like here, $339 people, almost 340 people have watched that video of me fixing your Cobra 2000 GTL. 4.5 hours. The first two, I mean, I would have had that thing done quicker if I could have found it out quicker, but it wouldn't matter. I still would have been the same price because I don't charge it by the hour. I didn't charge a bench fee. I charged fairly and gave you a $48 discount. That's my whole point, guys. And when I have multiple, or if I have people who have sent here multiple times, I credit everybody. You know, I've told many people before, if you got more than one thing you want to send another thing to me, let me know. Just, put down, hey, I'm going to send on the radio to you. Okay, I give you 10% off the next bill. I don't care, because it's not about the money, it's about the principle, about the pride. It's about the hobby. About the knowledge you learned from within, okay? The experiences, that's what it's all about. That's why I take this to heart. Because I've worked hard to get up the ladder to where I am. I work hard to accept who I am and where I stand. And let me tell you what, many people have said, and I still don't believe this, even though I feel appreciated, but many people have said, you're not only the top 10, you're like one of the top 5 in the country that do exceptional work and 100% transparent. And I really appreciate that. I don't believe it. I believe there's a lot more people better than me. But hey, you know what? I'll take it for what it is, and okay, cool, whatever. A pat on the shoulder. But I don't let that go in my head. No way. I mean, this is what I'm talking about, guys. It's just unbelievable. So we have W Dancer. We got Corey Failer in here. How are you guys? Welcome to the channel. No, we're just on here talking about the fact that if people are going to send work here, expect to pay a bill. Now, if it's going to be something that's going to be like, oh God, that's going to be really pricey, well, of course I'll call you first. But come on, guys. A Cobra 2000 GTL, that radio is in pristine condition, other than the 2 switches in the front. And there's no reason why he couldn't, if he were to sell it, which he didn't want to, he wanted that thing fixed. So I completed the job and I fixed it. That was his whole dream. I want it fixed. Okay, cool. And I got it fixed. But if he were to sell it today, easily $400 or $500 to get out of that damn radio. Very clean radio. And now it's fixed. And, but he's trying to hold it to me as like, well, you said maybe capacitor. I said, exactly. Maybe. I don't know until I put it on the bench. Go to a garage, tell them, well, you said this. Yeah, well, I want an oil change on. And then I found out that your oil filter was put on by the previous garage, and they cross-threaded it. Well, you didn't tell me that. Oh, okay, well, that's what I got to do to fix it. What do you want me to do? Otherwise, your car's going to sit here. I can't put an oil filter back on until we fix the damn thing. Like I said, guys, it's not so much venting and just trying to get the point across. I enjoy what I do. I'm very good at what I do. And if you want your radios worked on by a professional such as here as myself, I will gladly fix your radios. But do not pester me. Do not demand me of anything. And do not question my authority when it comes to why I do what I do to get your stuff done. As far as I'll answer any question you have. Don't get me wrong. I love questions. But when I give you a discount of $48 and I drop your bill down from $316 down to $268 and you still question me, I have a problem with that. Not only did I lose $48 to try to satisfy you, make you a happy customer, but now I just fully refunded you 100%. Now, suppose I had already shipped that out. That's 100% loss on my part. Whereas your stuff's sitting right here, it ain't going nowhere until I see it post a money order. And you got 1 week to pay. You don't get 1 week to pay, that's gone. Now, if someone says, hey, I'm on a monthly income. I know I got a lot of great customers who tell me I'm on a monthly income. That's cool. Let me know when you get paid. And let's say, for example, one of my buddies, David, great guy, awesome guy. And he'll tell me, hey, I'm going to send this out to you. You might get it like a couple weeks before I actually get my payment. Is that cool? No problem. It's cool. A, I can either let it sit here until it gets close enough to that time, or B, I go ahead and fix it, just push it off to the side. No big deal. I know he's good for it. So when the first comes up, it might be 2-3 weeks. That's fine. I'm okay with it. I'm not going to give him 1 week to pay because I know when the first comes up, he'll honor it. I'm cool with that. And so it's not a matter of, hey, I just fixed your radio today and it's Tuesday. And well, I don't get paid till Friday. That's fine. Or maybe you're on bi-weekly. Well, I don't get paid this week. I get paid next week, Stu. Fine. No problem. I'll work with you. I'm cool, man. I can bend it a little bit, but our policy is 1 week, but I can help you out. No big deal. I'll work with you. But when you insult my intelligence and then you demand me to give you a refund, then you still demand me to ship it out, and then you're telling me I'm holding your radio hostage, I have a problem with that. So please do understand, my shop is 100% transparent, 100% honest, and 100% full of integrity. We work hard here to get what needs to be done the right way, which is why I put videos out to help educate others. Whether I'm trying to prevent you from getting a screw from somebody else, I show you all the stuff that you should not have inside your radios, or just plain education period as to how to troubleshoot, analyze, repair your equipment, whether you want to do it at home or not. I've got guys that call me all the time, Stu, I kind of want to learn how to do this on my own. Would you teach me? Absolutely. What do you charge? Nothing. Are you serious? It goes like this, guys. You want to donate? Cool. Otherwise, I'm not going to charge you. I'm going to help you over the phone. Because it's like this. The guy who taught me never charged me. He could have just told me, get out of here. You're just a little runt kid. I'm not going to teach you nothing. He didn't do that. He went out of his way for decades. And he taught me. He didn't have to. But he saw something in me of my interest, and he stuck with me. And he taught me. And boy, God rest his soul, I miss him crazily, because he was an awesome guy. He He was my mentor, Mr. John Bittner, Moondog 151. And that guy was awesome. Let me tell you what. The greatest technician I have ever known. I've met many awesome technicians, but John beats them all. Between him and Mr. Fixer, which his name was also John Henniger versus John Bittner, one was tube and one was solid state. I went with the solid state because I kind of got bit a couple times. When you start touching that 600 volts and knocks you on your butt, you tend to worry about, nah, I don't think I want to work on that. So I went with the solid state. And so I don't do tube stuff, just solid state. But I tell you right now, that guy was a genius. And I do miss him very much so. Because there's a lot of times I'd love to call him up and say, hey, John, got a question, man. Help me out here. And he would always sit down and tell me, here's what you got to do. Let's follow through the process, blah, blah, blah. And that's how he taught me. Never once would he ever give me an answer. And I always tried for years. And I've said this before in many videos, guys. I used to tell him all the time when I was younger, hey, I got to go do this very quickly, but can you just tell me what it is and we'll talk about it later? He says, sure. When you get time, you come see me. We'll gladly talk about it. You're not going to give me the answer right now, and we'll just worry about it later. Nope. When you get time, we'll sit down and we'll discuss it. And that's what he did. He would make me learn the right way. So I take my job extremely serious. And people say, you got to take a break. You got too much stress. It's not that, guys. It's just I really respect what I do. I respect my job. I respect my knowledge. I respect what he's done for me and distilled his knowledge into me. And I respect my customers as well. But I will not be told what to do. There's 3 people in my world, guys. Mom, Dad, and God. If you're not on that list, do not tell me what to do. Do not demand me of anything, because you will not succeed. Period. Okay? Now, I am here to help you. I will gladly teach you. I will gladly fix your equipment. I will walk you through the process if you want to fix your own equipment. I will do that for free over the phone. But do not badmouth me, demand me. It won't get you anywhere besides a dead-end conversation. So it's very important. You guys have to understand this for sure. Corey says, Panic Attack was on the air today talking about DX Radio Shop. I had to look up DX Radio Shop to see who he was talking about. And he was talking Mad Dog. Oh, I know. I'm not surprised. He still don't know how to read an oscilloscope. He still thinks that 2 division is 1 division on a scope. He doesn't know how to read a spectrum analyzer or read schematics. So that's okay. He's one of these little Facebook junkies that stay right there on those pages. He doesn't have a tax ID number, has no certificates, no licenses, no DBA, no nothing. And but I laugh at him. He's a character, and he's only 30-something years old with 30-something experience. Figure that one out, guys. How can you be 30-something years old? What's he like, 34, 35 or something? And he's got over 30 years of experience. How is that possible? How is it possible that you're 30-something years old and you're over 30 years of experience? I mean, everything he says is a contradiction, and he's just a habitual liar. So I don't deal with him. He's an idiot. Everybody knows that he fries radios. I've had 72 radios here across my bench in the last 2.5, 3 years now, since he's been on the air for about three and a half years since he's surfaced, and he claims to be an engineer. Yeah, he's funny. He's a funny guy. I can't say guy. He's a funny kid. He's an idiot. That's what he is. Yeah, that's all he does. He trolls. Hey, as long as he's talking about me, that's okay, because, here's how I look at it. It's free advertisement for me, so I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it for sure, no doubt. Hey, there's David. How are you, David? Jeremy, how is Mr. Jeremy doing? Yeah, how long were we on the phone, Jeremy? We were on the phone quite some time there talking, weren't we? Jeremy can tell you firsthand what kind of person I am. I said I'm easy to get along with, guys. I really am. I'm just not going to deal with the BS. And when you got people like Panic Attack, who doesn't know what the hell he's doing, then you got Scam Rap Technology there. He's another one, don't know what the hell he's doing. All these theatrical videos you guys do, Panty Boy, little Panty Boy, his first name's Matt, and hell, he doesn't know how to read a oscilloscope. He doesn't know how to read a spectrum analyzer. So if he wants to bash me, hey, go for it. Have at it. You're just a little Facebook junkie that trolls people, and he watches my stuff all the time. All the time. And another one right there, yep. Walkie-talkie dude, yep. All these guys, every one of them, is just completely whatever. I don't care. They get on here all the time. They watch my YouTube. They give me thumbs down. But that's okay because I get monetized anyway. I still get paid for it. So I don't give a damn. It don't matter to me. I really don't care. Jealousy goes very far with these Facebook junkies. But when it comes down to, the brass nails, guys, the brass tacks, however you want to call it, right? So I really don't care because here's how I look at it. In fact, I'm going to say it like this. Ready? Here's how we're going to do it. I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. Anyone who would like to sit down in this auditorium, we will find a neutral spot. I would even be willing to drive down wherever. We'll find a neutral place. I want to see Panic Attack. I want to see little scammer op technology, that ops bull crap there with all these theatrical videos. I want to see all these little wannabe technicians. And I'm not saying that I'm better. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is I want to see all you little, wannabe techs, these little hack shops. I want to see every one of you instead of a gymnasium with engineers who will provide a desk of equipment, a table with equipment, and they will pass one radio out to everybody. And you have to, the minute you touch that radio and they say start, and they're going to time you, you have to be out loud while being supervised by 2 engineers per table, we'll say, for example, right? You have to do theory of operation, which clearly he has no idea what the hell he's doing. Theory of operation, you got to walk step by step through every process, what you're doing from the minute you touch that radio and turn it on, and how to analyze it, troubleshoot it, go through the alignment, step by step, not just, well, here's what I'm going to do. No, full theory of operation. He doesn't know how to do that. He doesn't even know what theory of operation is, because there's no way in hell would he ever, if he calls himself an engineer, which he's done many times. The only reason why he's pissed off at me is because I took a picture of a modulation waveform to help him out when he was first on Facebook trying to show somebody what the audio was that he was doing. Everybody on there, he had over 30 people trying to tell him your modulation's dirty. He would disregard. Okay? He would disregard it. So someone says, Stu, can you get on here and help this kid? Okay, fine. That's when I first heard about him. At that point, he was just surfacing, learning how to do electronics. But yeah, he claims he got over 30 years of experience. It don't look like it. Anyway, so I get on there and I download a picture from the web. Here's what your modulation waveform should look like. This is what you should have on your end. Hope this helps you out. No big deal. I wasn't there to bash him or to dumb down him. He took it the wrong way, and he had, out of those 30 people, turned into over 40 plus people yelling at him because he went off on me and says, how dare you come on my channel and tell me what to do? Like, wow. Listen here, buddy. I'm going to tell you like this. It's a good thing you don't live nearby me, because I tell you what, discipline would be a hell for you. Okay? Number 1. Number 2, I'm not afraid of you. Number 3, you have to understand something. You can only become a good person and technician if you're willing to accept one's advice and help. Okay? That's called transparency and willing to learn. Accept it. Okay? Accept defeat to move forward to win. I have many great technicians I reach out to if I'm stuck. And if I can't figure it out and they're not able to help me, I will send it to them and have them fix it for me. And then they'll explain to me what they found wrong and why. And we go over the whole process together. I have backup technicians to help me. And I'm not afraid to reach out to ask for help. You know why? Because that's the honest, most truthful thing you could do is ask for help. I'm not God. I'm not an alien of UFOs that just touch a radio and say, I can fix it. You might think that you're some kind of goddess, little panty boy, that thinks that you can do what you want. You have a lot to learn. You have so much to learn, and you're actually defeating yourself because you failed to ask for help. You should have taken the advice I give you along with everybody else prior to me. Boy, you didn't sure as hell bitch them out, but you got all over me, and ever since then you've been nothing but a prick now because you don't want to learn. Excuse my language, but you don't want to learn. But you're always watching my videos. And I know that for a fact because many radios that you've burned up in the last almost, three and a half years now, it's kind of funny because I've got like 71, 72 radios now I have fixed because of you. Okay, and everything you touch, you're always opening clarifiers. You're putting these NPC mod kits in. You call them special modifications, hi-fi, all these ultra cuts. And what in the heck are you talking about, man? If you can't understand how to read an oscilloscope, and you still call a 2 division a 1 division, and you still can't fix your oscilloscope, you still got a slanted line onto it, then I don't understand this, man. How can you call yourself a technician and an engineer? I would like to see your certificates. Anyways, let's go back to the gymnasium, though. I'm going to call you out. Anytime you want to meet up, buddy, let's go meet up right now, and we'll go to any kind of gymnasium with engineers right there, and I want to hear what you say for theory of operation. I want to see your troubleshooting skills, because I guarantee you're going to fall flat on your face. You should take the time to learn, and yes, you can be a very good technician if you get your head out of your backside and you actually pay attention and you follow procedure instead of a service manual. You could become a very good tech. You're young. You can go very far. I'm trying to give you words of encouragement, but you want to keep bashing people, you're only going to make yourself look like an idiot at the bottom of the toilet bowl, and that's where you've been, and that's where you're going to stay, and you're going to remain this way the rest of your life because you've got nothing else better to do besides bash my shop and others. Between you and D-Rail, who are buddy, both you guys are jokes. You guys are just Splatterbox King. That's it. I don't give a damn what he says. I really don't care. I mean, we had many phone calls on the phone. I thought he was a decent guy until I realized he started teaming up with this idiot, a.k.a. Mr. Matt. You know, it's like, you guys are pathetic. You guys are meant to be. You guys are just Facebook junkies. And all the stuff that you guys put out for work, you should be ashamed of yourself, because both of you should be arrested for consumer fraud for damaging and causing splatterbox to people's equipment. If it wasn't for you guys, they wouldn't even have a ruined radio. And it's pretty sad to see when you guys get in there and you damage people's radios intentionally by upgrading this and changing that and cutting this and spreading him and remove those limiters and, oh hell, let's just put this hi-fi in here. And oh my God, you guys are ridiculous. If engineers wanted this done, they would have already done it. You guys are adding garbage to radios. Keep your fingers out of radios. Holy jeez, I've seen more garbage in radios because of you two knotheads, along with many others who follow your footsteps. It's so sad. Even though it's job security for me and other good techs, but you know what? We get sick and tired of seeing it. We really do. Because the stuff that we're pulling out should have never been in there to begin with. Okay? Should have never been in to begin with. And it's just it's so sad. It's really sad to see a snot-nosed kid like Matt do this kind of garbage, and he thinks he's a technician. Very sad. Very, very, very sad. I don't know. All I can tell you guys is, like I said, you know, it goes back to just the main fact that, you know, if you guys want stuff done right, we do it right. If you guys want to dick me around, then go somewhere else. Send all your work down to Panic Attack, and then you start crying that you know, I sent it down here and he blew it up and he charged me all this money and oh my goodness gracious, what do I do? Well, I try to warn you. But nobody wants to pay attention, so for that matter, you guys are on your own. I don't give a damn. Don't send it here, because I'm not going to have to clean up his mess anymore. I'm tired of cleaning up his mess. So all you guys that think that he's the golden boy, hey, have at it. You know, the day he wants to learn and actually sit down and accept defeat and actually learn how to repair and do read the schematics and do it the right way, then okay. But until then, he's fighting a brick wall. And you know, and I really thought that he would have changed by now and improved himself, but whatever. You know, you can only take the horse to the pond, can't force him to drink. In his case, you can't even get him off his damn couch. He just sits there and plays his little TV tray desk out in the garage now, and it's like, what the hell? It's just, wow. I mean, the last probably half a dozen people, between 5, 6, 7 people who have had quite the story to tell me of the experience with him, and one of which was just about 2.5, 3 weeks ago. Had another radio come in. That makes 71 or 72 total now. Just came in, and oh my God, oh goodness gracious, it was pathetic. It was so pathetic, and he got charged over $200 just to turn pods in a radio, and then put this NPC mod in. And how many times you guys see me pull that garbage out? The first thing I do is show you what's the radio doing, and I show you on the equipment, right? And then you see it. It's distorted as hell. It's overdriving. It's splattering. You're losing performance. Now I show you what they did to make this all happen. We take all that garbage out right while we're live streaming. There's no editing like these guys do. Okay, we show everything, 100% transparent. And then at that point, we fix the problem, put it all back to factory, align the tuner for good, clean, maximum performance. And what do you see in the end? Good, clean, modulated waveform. Excellent, right? That's the way it should be. So I'm trying to encourage these idiots, these hack shops like Penny Boy. If you stop putting garbage in, you will be able to become a better tech. But if you continue to do what you're doing and you're sabotaging radios, that's on you, buddy. Because the more you keep doing, then the more you're going to take and have more work security for everybody else. And it's not that we don't want it. Hell, I'm still 8 months behind. I can't keep up. I mean, God, just today alone, I had another 7 boxes come in. It's like, oh, geez, they're all stacked up. Yesterday, I had 3. The day before that, I had 5. Just this past week alone, I think we got a total of 16 or 17 boxes. 20, no, we had what? 23. It was 23 boxes we got total this past week. On top of the 40 plus boxes that were sitting downstairs prior to that. And as of Monday, I've already got the email alert and the phone call from the guy. Expect another 6 boxes at that point too. I was like, I can't keep up. And some of these boxes, I think I might have maybe 8 boxes might have 1 radio in them. The rest of the boxes all have between 2, if not up to 4 or 5 radios per box. I can't keep up. I just can't keep up. You know, and if people like him were smart and not stupid, then, you know, I would be okay referring work to him. I'm not going to refer nobody to him because I know what's going to happen. He's going to jack your radio up. He's going to kill it. And then you're going to cry because you paid XYZ. Well, you know, there's only very few people that I would refer people to. If I can't get to it and you need it to fix like now, and I can't get to it for a while, then I will send you somewhere else and say, hey, you can take and send your radio over to this guy. I know he's good, right? But I'm okay doing that. I don't have to be the one. No, just send it there. I'm the best. I am not the best. I know of many great technicians across the country I can send you to. But if you want it splattering and whatever else, then I don't know what to tell you. It is what it is, I guess. And I don't know. It is what it is. And who's the other guy? Someone just got on here and said something about... let me go back up here for a minute. I just saw a comment. Let me answer to that. I want to reply to the comment. Oh, okay. Straight Shooter said... where'd it go? Oh, he doesn't bash... Oh, Walkie Talkie Jockey doesn't bash my shop. He thinks highly of me. I know this firsthand. Well, I would hope that you would believe that. And it's very great, and I appreciate it. But we have a history, and I've got text messages and video clips that shows a whole different animal story behind him. So if he continues to be good and continue on with the, thinking highly of me, I really appreciate that, because he's a decent guy. He just gets himself into stupid stuff because he follows somebody else's nonsense. And so, but I mean, other than that, like I said, as long as he keeps on his side of the fence, things are cool. So, I mean, we just had this conversation last week. We did, and it is what it is type thing, whatever. It is what it is, I guess. I don't know. But, like I told him last week on the phone, let by guys be by guys. You made mistakes, you owned up to it, fine, move on, let it be. That's cool. I got no problem with it, but don't let him fool you. Sometimes he's quiet, some days he's bored and gets right back into it, and then there's just the same excuse over and again where they just want to see us fight. It's like, no, they don't. There's no such they. It's just you. So, but hopefully he continues to stay on the right path, and if he does, then that's cool. I'm happy for him. $1,600 for a 955. Are you serious, Sim? Who's charging that? Someone's charging $1,600 for a brand new Striker 955. Who's charging that, Sim? Wow, that's outrageous. That's robbery right there. That's stupid. Web Racer, or no, I'm sorry, not Web. I'm saying that wrong. WD, okay, the WDS Racer. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. The 718 Icon, sure, I can do that for you, absolutely. Yep, I can definitely do that for you. Yeah, send me email dxradioshop@yahoo.com with your phone number and stuff. I'll call you up, no problem. I can take care of that 718 for you, get you all squared away for your Mars mod. We can do that for you, absolutely. Oh, I know. People are always trolling for sure, no doubt. Hello, Chris. Okay, Mr. Sim says, oh, derail. Yeah. So here's how it goes. A brand new Striker radio, I charge $585 plus shipping. Generally comes about $620, something like that. We'll say $615, $620, somewhere in there, $610. It kind of varies on the shipping and where your location is, right? So, but typically about between $610, about $620 with the shipping and insurance. You got to add insurance, guys. People don't understand. Everything's a cost, right? So to ensure that's going to arrive 100% in good working condition. So a 955, brand spanking new 955, that's all it is, $585 for it to be modified. Adjust the tuning through the front menu options. Get it to look good on the spectrum analyzer, the scope, to become nice and clean. Get it on the air, test it, all that stuff. $585 out the door plus shipping, right? Okay. In what area am I missing? You got to be pretty stupid. Derail is charging for a fully modded 955 $1,600. Oh my God, you guys have got to stop falling into these pits. This is ridiculous. I mean, for $1,600, there is not a radio in the world that's worth that kind of money with upgrades. If you want a good radio and no upgrades, buy a Yaesu ICOM or Kenwood, for God's sakes. Oh my goodness gracious. Huh, that's insane. $1,600 for what upgrade? I tell you what the upgrades are. He's going to change out your finals, change out your regulator to a Palomar Palomar Max Mod. There we go. And regulator. And he's going to go inside, spread your coils, cut your limiters, add a hi-fi cut, all this nonsense. And by the end of the day, you know what you're going to get out of that radio? Nothing more than a burned up radio. Because they claim to get about 200 watts out of a radio. Okay, well, you get 200 watts out of a radio that's only going to do about 110. You're going to stress that radio. It's going to fry. How long is it going to last? I've seen enough of his work across my bench, too. I'm just so sick and tired of seeing people sabotaging people's work, taking them for a ride. I mean, the list goes on. But anyways, this video is not about them. This video is about the fact of if you're going to send a radio to whether it be my shop or anybody else's shop, expect to pay, period. Right? That's what it comes down to. Expect to pay, because it's nonsense for this guy to, act the way he did and then demand a refund, gets his refund, then he demands me to still ship the radio. Radio ain't going nowhere until you send me a money order now, because we're not going to play cancellation games. Not doing it. So I stand by what I do. I'm very strict and 100% transparent of what I do in my business, and that's just the way it's going to be. If people don't like it, I'm sorry. Go somewhere else. It's just that simple. You have options. You don't have to go to me. You have options, man. It's like, whatever. You guys get all the options you have that you want, right? So you don't have to come here. You don't have to rely on... I'm not the only guy in the world who works on radios, but I'm about the only guy you're going to find who's going to be 100% honest with you and get everything done the right way. So, I don't know. He charged you $150 for a resistor mod for a 13-cent part. Wow. I see that, yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. He charged you $150. Wow. Yeah, well, I mean, it's like this. You can use the PA shop. You can use Florida shop. You can use whatever shop you want. But it is what it is, I guess. I don't know. I mean, you don't have to come here, but if you want to check it out, you're more welcome to. You're more welcome to check it out for sure. That's up to you. But yeah, that's, I don't know. It's like this, guys. I'm going to put you like this, right? A radio is designed by an engineer. It is built per spec. It is tested. It is performing. It is perfect success. Okay? Nowhere does it say in the procedure book of the alignment, peak and tweak, upgrade finals, change out regulators, and let's do all this other stuff. And nowhere does it say that. Okay? So my advice to you all is to please be more mindful, more respectful, more smart to do your research, because you're going to send your radio to a shop, you're going to get it back, and you're going to think, oh my God, this guy's awesome. He did a wonderful job. Open your covers, take pictures, and post that, and let everybody give you some feedback as to what a wonderful job he did screwing you over, because coils are spread, limiters are cut, swing kits are installed, regulators are changed out for a higher amount, finals are upgraded and replaced. I've seen guys put swing kits into Cobra 29s to get 20 watts out. Okay. Well, hell, I can tune a radio, a Cobra 29, for example. I can just go through a basic Cobra 29, align it, tune it, all original parts, and still get 20 watts out. So the moral of the point is this, guys. If I can do that and not add any componentry, and then little shoppy down the road adds componentry to get the same amount of wattage, either one, you're going to have clean with mine, and two, you're going to have splatter with him, and three, what's it going to come down to? You spend a lot more money for a damaged radio because you went to little Johnny shop down the road because little Harold decided, I'm going to put this in here and I want this all done. Can you do it for me? Yep. And little Johnny, sure, bring it on in here. I can hack and smack it, jack it, poke it, and spread it and cut it and limit this. I can do whatever you want, man. I can jack that thing right up. Watch your needle go. See how that needle rises up? It means you got more power. No, it don't, guys. It just means that you're losing power. Just because you see your needle go forward doesn't mean you have forward power. It just means your needle's responding forward. But when you go to put that in a watt meter or an oscilloscope or a spectrum analyzer, you're going to watch that power drop. Okay? Why is it dropping? Because you're splattering. You're not on the channel that you are on. You're actually losing that. So if you're on channel 20 and you think you got some badass radio, oh, this is awesome, man. Okay. Well, now go check it out. I guarantee somebody on 21 is going to hear you. And then somebody on 19 is going to hear you. And you're going to wonder why, right? That's what it comes down to. So, just telling you, it is what it is, guys. Guys got to be more smart. Do your research. Again, you don't have to send it here. But, take your chance sending it elsewhere, and you're going to get what you get. Let's see what else we got on here. Any more questions? JG Mopar says, I have a spider box that was given to me back in the late 90s. Okay. Oh, you know what? Thank you. Someone just mentioned about the Grand XL just under 2 watts. So let me explain this to people. I see a lot of times where people will take a radio, they drop it down like a quarter of a watt or tenth of a watt. Don't do that. You need to have something to amplify. So at least have a 2 watt minimum. Don't go less. You start going less, you're just going to damage, not damage per se, but let me rephrase that. What you're going to do is suppress what you have. You're going to reduce what you have. You're not going to get what you want. It's going to be a piss poor setup. You should always go 2 watt dead key low. I can see 1.5. Don't go less than that. People who go down below 1 watt, there's just nothing there. There's nothing. It's more of a sideband almost, because you're suppressing the carrier so damn low. That's what sideband is. It's a suppressed carrier, guys. In other words, you don't have no carrier on sideband. So you keep dropping your AM power down to a certain point way below 1 watt or a tenth of a watt. He might as well just call it sideman. It's not even AM radio no more. When you get to that point, you're getting so damn low to the bottom. It's like, that's not the way to do things. AM needs a carrier to amplify, plain and simple. Oh no, I'm fine, Broken Circuit. I'm fine. No, I'm just giving people information and advice tonight and etc. Just kind of hitting a lot of things on topic. So, I'm cool. Hell, I ain't going nowhere. I'll be here forever working on radios. I ain't going nowhere. I never let nobody get the best of me. Ain't nobody gonna take and shut my shop down. I'll be here forever. That's one thing people don't realize. I don't. I don't give up. I don't quit. Hell, I'll be here a very long time working on radios. That's for sure. You got what? It says, oops, forgot to include the price. It was $60 to lower a dead key. Wow, that's insane. Yeah, that's pretty bad. 1.75 watts. But thanks for the information. I'll keep trying to keep it 1.72. Yeah, I mean 1.7 is not bad, 1 3/4. But try to keep it around 2 watt. See, it depends on what you're doing. If you're going to drive an amplifier, they always say 2 watt, 1 3/4. Okay, we're not going to wiggle over 1/4 of a watt there. But anything below that, I would not do. No, keep it right around 2. 1 3/4 is fine, but I wouldn't go less than that though. That would be okay. Yeah. A 100-watt radio, 20-amp power supply will be your minimum. 35 amp would run it clean. So go with a 35 amp power supply, Terry, to run that clean, because you don't want to maximize the amperage draw on the power supply itself at 20. So a 100-watt radio typically would draw about 18 to 20 amps. You're pretty much maximizing the life out of that power supply. I would highly suggest you go with a 35 amp. So that way you got a little bit of leeway so the power supply is able to perform and not be stressed to its max. It can actually breathe and just be able to kind of truck right along a little bit with that. So go with a 35 amp power supply to run your 100 watt deal would be the better way to go. It'll run it clean. It won't stress the amplifier as well. You're not trying to draw more than what it can offer. That's interesting to see how you mentioned Kilgore, because that's somebody new who just surfaced apparently down in Mansfield, Texas, which is ironically funny how it was just mentioned by Jeff last week. That's kind of ironic. So I got many questions about this one for sure, but we'll let that one slide at the moment, as because he's not known. He's not very well known, if that's even a shop at all. How clean can a 98 VHP be on 11? Well, it doesn't matter if it's 10 or 11. It depends on how it's aligned and tuned. So that is a 10-meter radio, obviously, but if it's aligned and tuned correctly, it would sound good. Now remember, it doesn't matter also so much the align and tune. That's only part of it. It comes down to your antenna system. If you have an antenna system that is really good with a low SWR, then that's the name of the game, because 90% of your system is going to be your antenna system. Okay? And then if your radio is aligned and tuned correctly, it will just sound perfectly clean and loud and work good for you. Yeah, I don't blame you, Corey. I don't blame you at all, because yeah, you just waste your time. You start sending things down that way for sure. Yeah. Paul says under 1 watt your audio is going to splatter. Wow. I mean, if you start going under 1 watt, yeah, you're gonna have a lot of issues. Your radio's not going to perform the way it belongs. It's just gonna distort your. It's gonna be a messed up waveform, and I've shown that many times on my spectrum analyzer as well. Oh, he's your friend, Corey? Okay, yeah. Well, I hope he treats you good. That's all I can say. As long as he keeps himself on the good side of the fence, he can go far in life. It's all in his decisions and what he wants to do. Yep. That's cool. You got that right, Michael. You're absolutely 100% right. Broke my back on the damn thing. 4.5 hours, 2 hours of it trying to figure out his receive problem, and he complains about it. It's like, I got your radio fixed for you, didn't I? It's like, well, yeah. Then what are you complaining for? Goodness gracious. Jeez, you guys are funny. Oh boy. So yeah, that's about the moral of the story, guys. Really, it is what it is, you know. But like I said, I'm not hard to get along with. Just don't take advantage of me. You take advantage of me, you're gonna find out it ain't gonna win in your favor. Just that simple. Mike Schaefer says, "You have my two presidents' HRs, and I know you will have the repair and service correctly working." Exactly right. Yep. He's got a, if I remember right, you got a 2600 and a 2510, I believe. Yep. In fact, who did I talk to? Oh, Tom is another good customer of mine. He found a 2830, which I never known they even existed. It was a 2830 that looks identical to the 2510 in the President Lincoln's. It's called a 2830 though, and that's pretty. There's like a not very far or not very few of those have been made over the years. What that? Yeah.
Just tired.
You have a rough day today.
Just mad at you still for what you did to him. He's still upset with you.
Oh yes, yes, Michael. I'm actually working on that for you. I will get you some information. In fact, I'm going to call you because you sent me some. Well, I'll call you tomorrow. It's too late right now. I'll call you tomorrow because yeah, that I was just going to say it. What Jerry just said over the Zello, the B&B thing. I didn't even realize they even had one over the area, so it's pretty cool. So, yeah, we'll check into that for you for sure. What's my take on wideband? Okay, well, so wideband, broadband, however you want to call it. Some people call it wideband, right? It's called so when you broadband a radio or wideband a radio, you're going to open up the bandwidth. Okay, that's all it means. So, for example, let's say we'll have a CB radio and we're going to tune it on, say, channel 10. Okay, then if you tune it on 10, what you're doing is you're going to maximize the wideband tuning aspect of things of the radio from so many channels above and so many channels below channel 10. So the higher you go or the lower you go outside of that bandwidth in which was tuned, you're not going to have as much power balanced. So in other words, if you go into the middle of the band, for example, say channel 2021, and you align and tune the radio there for good, clean, maximum performance, then your equivalency from that channel through channel 40 versus from that channel to channel 1 is going to be more balanced and more broad and more, it's going to cover more bandwidth of equivalent power above and below your fundamental frequency, which is the one that you're tuning the radio on. So if you have a radio that you're going to tune, if you're going to be, say, more on, say, channel 45 or 50 and you don't care about the rest of it, then you would go up higher, like say channel 30 maybe. You want to do your broadband there. But typically you would broadband a radio within the middle of the band to get as much bandwidth coverage above and below that fundamental frequency. people who wideband certain things don't fully understand what they're doing. They just get inside and tune this, that, and the other. They don't. Well, of course, a lot of guys will spread coils and they say that that's widebanding. That's not widebanding. That's just causing splatter. Those traps, coils in the back, when they start spreading them, those are actually for absorption of your signal. That's what it's there for, to absorb the 27 megahertz signal to push out. Otherwise, you're going to be all over the place. You create splatter. Okay. One antenna on a cab roof. What do you got there? A Ford? 61 if you're going to use a magnum mount antenna, Terry, I would go with a Sirio, S-I-R-I-O, Sirio 5000 magnum mount antenna. They're about $119, $120 on Amazon. Ship right to your door. I don't know what if there's going to be a sales tax or shipping, whatever, but it's $120 on Amazon. And the best part about those are two things. One, the performance and the fact that it's got 3.15 dBi gain. And two, you don't touch anything. Just put that thing to the mount and let it go. It's already pre-tuned and covers a huge spectrum of 11 and 10 meters both on the SWR ratio. So it's a very good, excellent antenna. I swear by those antennas. Try it out. Do some research first and check it out. Sirio 5000 magnum mount antenna. And again, Sirio is spelled as S-I-R-I-O. And is ran on Amazon. Thank you, Mr. Tow Truck Garage. I appreciate that. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, he opens up that damn bandwidth so far. Oh my God, you're bleeding over everybody. That's the whole thing. You're bleeding over everybody. Hello, bootlegger. How are you? You're going to move your antenna? Okay, cool. Yeah, let me know how you make out with all that. Straight shooter. Yes, I encourage everybody to go for a ham license. I really do. I think you'll be very pleased and happy with that because when the skip does die down, you'll get more range as far as your locals you couldn't hear before because they're being, piled up and buried by the skip. But if you don't have a whole lot of, locals in your area, then go with a ham because you'll always talk all the way across the world all the time on ham. Even with bad conditions, you can do it. So I encourage everybody, check out Ham Radio Prep. You can also check out hamexam.org. I think there's another one called Ham Study or something like that. Check those all out. Take the practice exams. And it's not hard to do. It's real easy to do. Go for your tech license. Go for your general class license. And if you want to go further, go for your extra, your advanced. But at least go for tech in general minimum. Because that will give you the opportunity to talk all across the HF bands, which is 1.8 meg, your 160 meter band, all the way up to 30 megs, and then you got 6 meter above that, your VHF, UHF, all the way up to 1.2 gig. So if you go for your tech and your general class, then you can talk anywhere as you want for the most part. If you go for your extra, that gives you a little bit more privilege of bandwidth to use. Not a whole lot, but you do get more. So it would be well worth going for the extra as well to really get yourself to the top of the ladder. So think of it like this. Grade school, high school, college, right? Well, tech, general, extra. Treat it like that in your mind and don't beat yourself up. Go for your license. If you need any help with that, please call me, 315-945-1600, or get me through email if you want. dxradioshop@yahoo.com. I will gladly help you answer any question to help you get through your license, okay? I don't charge to do that. If you need help, let me know. I'll gladly help you. I encourage everybody to get a ham license. I think everybody should. So it's a fun hobby. It really is. Nice to meet you, Jason. I appreciate that. Name here is Stu. Yeah, Ham Study. Yeah, there you go. Ham Study is another good site. Yep. Ham Study, Ham Radio Prep, hamexam.org. There's a lot of them. You can go to qrz.com and learn from there too. A lot of great places, guys. No, no. Hard drive never tapped into repeaters. No, that's not how it works. No. So if you listen to a police scanner, okay, and you hear somebody talking from, we'll say, from base to car or car to car or base to base, whatever. When you listen to those scanners and you hear these guys talk, they're bouncing off repeaters. Okay, so a repeater is designed with a duplex system. It's designed for you to use a locked-in frequency with a PL tone that nobody else can access without permission, so therefore now secures you on that repeater. So with VHF, UHF, or ham operators, you can access a repeater with or without PL tones, provided who has what repeater set up to where, what, why, and how. Okay, so when you have a repeater, let's say you have 4-watt walkie-talkie, and you're going to hit this repeater, and it might be 30, 40, I don't know, I can hit 158 miles away out of my driveway here. In fact, I can do that right here in my shop. So, but let's say you got a 4-watt walkie-talkie Baofeng, for example, and you're trying to hit a repeater that's like, say, 30, 40 miles away. Okay, so maybe you can't talk to somebody on the other side of that repeater who happens to be much further away from you, right? Let's say he's like 75 miles away from you. As long as you can get inside that repeater, and that repeater is in between you and that person, if you can get inside the repeater, he will hear you and you will hear him. Because that repeater has a preamplifier stage to draw you in, and then it has an amplifier to push you out. Okay? So that's what repeaters do. As far as Mud Duck in the Desert, he never tapped into repeaters. He ain't that smart. And if he did, he'd have been locked up a long time ago. So, no, you can't. There's no such thing as tapping into a repeater. It's either you're in or you're not. So, and if you are in, you better have a license to operate. Otherwise, you're going to have hell to pay with FCC. That's for sure. Do not mess with FCC, because they will come get you. They will confiscate your equipment, and you'll have major fines and or jail time too. So please follow. I encourage everybody to please follow FCC rules. You must follow FCC rules. Be safe, be smart, be humble, and follow the rules, and everything's going to be fine. You can enjoy the hobby. You go outside of any of that, you're on your own. And let me remind people too, just because you get a ham license and that makes you legal to run up to 1500 watt, you don't always have to do so. I never run amplifiers, ever. I don't believe in running amplifiers. When I was younger, I used to love that stuff. I don't run amplifiers because I've learned a lot more into the hobby, the technical aspect of things with the antennas. I don't need to run amplifiers. All my ham radios, all my HF radios, my Kenwood, my Yaesu, all my ICOMs, all my HF radios, all my amateur equipment, they're all 100 watt radios. And it's variable. I can turn it down. I can leave it right there at 100 watts. Doesn't matter. Just a few days ago, check it out on my YouTube, I did a live video with my ICOM 705, which is a QRP radio, just a 10 watt radio. If it's plugged in through an AC adapter. I had this on the actual battery of the radio, which was about a 5 watt. And where I had it set up wasn't fully charged, about 3/4 charge, I was only running 2.5 to 3 watts. Okay, that's PEP, peak power. Okay, peak envelope power, 3 watts. And I sat here and talked to Serbia across the damn world on just a few watts. So you don't need an amplifier to go out there and talk. You just need a good antenna system and good conditions. And I like using QRP and less wattage, anything from 100 watts or below, because it's a challenge. I enjoy doing that. I'm not saying you can't run amplifiers. If you wanted to run one on the HF band and you were 100% legal and you got the 1500 watt, or you want to run 600-700 watts, well, that's cool, whatever. A lot of guys do it. That's fine. There's no harm into it. I just choose my personal preference not to, because I like to challenge myself with opportunities to see how well my equipment will really work, because I want to rely on a good antenna system and then the conditions. I don't want to rely on a junk antenna and I got to run 1,000 watts just to talk from here an hour away. Okay, if I can't do that with the least amount of power on a good antenna system, then I need to recheck my equipment. Something's wrong. But if I got to run an amplifier to talk from point A to point B, you shouldn't have to do that. Today, I made 46 contacts through my 10-meter contest. Okay, and only 2 of them did I struggle and had to fight for the contact through pileups, and that was with 100 watt. Everybody else, I just plowed right on through. And I made 46 total contacts today, which is pretty cool. No, Sherman was never tapping into any kind of tower whatsoever and ride in those repeaters. Never. No. That's not true. No, Sherman would never. He doesn't know how to do any of that stuff, anyways. But no, you can't tap into a AM tower. You cannot do that. Number one. Number 2, it's high felony charges and serious prison time if you got caught. And number 3, if you were going to be attached to all these repeaters, you got to understand something. Is a repeater is by itself unless it's linked up to another repeater. Okay? If it's not linked up to another repeater, then that repeater is only going to go XYZ, which typically is 100 miles or less, or you cannot have a repeater hooked up no more than 90 miles or 100 miles to the next repeater, provided how close the frequencies are for the match pair and or with PL tone. That is a written rule in law that you got to find out with Unirepco if you're going to set up a repeater system. So no, there's no way at all did he ever get into repeaters and pull that nonsense. No, he ran a 10,000 watt amplifier. That's what he did, which is why he talked all across everywheres, and everybody heard him because he was running highly illegal power against FCC and decided to run a Predator 10K amplifier, or a Ghost Rider. I'm sorry, no, that wrong. It was Ghost Rider 10K amplifier. That's what he was doing. No, you cannot put a repeater on that. No, you can't put a repeater on CB. No, it's not. You don't need a repeater on CB. A repeater is for one purpose only. You have to run duplex frequencies. So you're going to run a open frequency and a closed frequency. So you're going to shift that. So if you're on, like, say, for example, VHF, you'd shift at 600 kilohertz. If you're going to be on UHF, then you would shift that 5 megs. So you cannot if you're on CB band, there's nothing to shift. Unless you're on sideband, you're going to shift 1.5 kilohertz above and below from your AM mode. So to put a repeater on on a CB radio, 1 would be pointless, and 2 would be impossible because there's nothing to shift. You can't. So it has no meaning to it. In other words, it would not amount to anything at all. So to put one on CB would be pointless and be useless to do that. So no, you would never run one on CB band. No. How come they get away? Because there's not enough personnel with the FCC to the manpower to bite down. But believe me, they are watching, and they do catch people. I just saw another one recently, not too far away, or not too long ago. It was, what he had? He had a 250 watt amplifier, and he was bleeding over his neighbor's stuff and got reported several times. So that was in the newsletter at the club. That was like, I want to say, September, October last year. It wasn't too long ago.
I actually caught myself turning the power down
Oh, there you go. Okay. So, yeah, what do you call it? So that gentleman there, they had a write-up about him. He was, where was he? Carolinas or something? Virginia or something? He was down south somewhere. He got caught with a 250 watt amplifier in line on his radio. And the radio that he used was also a 10 meter radio modified for 11 band. So for that reason, he got caught. He got in trouble, and he had his stuff taken away and stiff fines. I don't think he got jail time out of it. I believe he had. I know he had stiff fines. What the letter stated. They didn't say nothing further as far as that went. But they confiscated the equipment, and after confiscating the equipment, he got charged some stiff fines he had to pay. Outside of that, if they were to pursue it further, it would have been a felony charge, which therefore now, let's say you're a gun owner, you just lost your guns, which means it's just a matter of, let's say you got $8,000 worth of guns collected inside your home. They'll take those too. They'll confiscate them all. So think about the money you're going to lose when you want to act stupid and you want to go out there and start running illegal power on bands you don't belong doing when you're not even licensed. So yeah, SEC does not play games. So you should always respect the FCC and follow directions and follow rules. You should always do that. You never want to play with fire because you're going to be the one to get burnt. Just because they're not catching everybody as much as we hear them, hear people doing stupid things, believe me, they are watching. They are watching. We just had somebody, in fact, right here in New York State, get caught. That was, just before Christmas, I think it was? And yeah, just after Thanksgiving or before Christmas last year, got caught. He had a 1K amplifier all set up inside of his home, and they later found out that he had a Sweet 16 inside of his vehicle, and he complained about all that. He goes, I just dumped all this money into it. I got a second alternator and all this other stuff, and they didn't care. They got caught. In fact, it was funny because how he got caught was because when they were going to the area to look, they had so many complaints, and what did him in, he started bleeding over the police department's equipment, and that's what got him caught. What got him, really interested in going look at this guy. So what happened was where they were going, driving to the area. It was funny because they just happened to be at the same intersection, facing the opposite direction of where this guy was at, and they just were monitoring. And when they heard this guy get out here and just run his mouth and blah 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 and playing music and all this nonsense, cursing and swearing, they just happened to look around like, wow, that's pretty strong. And I read the whole report that they had in the newsletter in the club. That was funnier than hell. And they just happened to watch this guy drive by, and he was beeping at somebody in front of him because I guess the car wasn't paying attention when the light turned green. And when they did that, he just happened to look over like, who the hell's beeping the horn? And there's the guy with the microphone just cursing away, swearing away, and, well, there's our guy. So they turned right back around and nailed him, so that's why he got caught. So, yeah, he lost money. Sweet 16 inside the vehicle, all that money he put into it, plus a 1KW at the house, and illegal equipment there too. And, oh, yeah, it's just a fun blast. So he had a lot more stiffer consequence than the other guy did. But, yeah, it just... Believe me, guys, don't think that FCC is not listening or not watching. They are. It's just a matter of time before they come at you. So be careful. Please follow FCC rules, regulations. Don't go out there and do something stupid. Yes, they did. Michael, thank you for that. Yes, they did. Yes, they most certainly did. They shut down the Alliance for GMRS, which was stupid because everything those guys did was by the book. Because somebody, our next door neighbor over in Canada, complained, and for that reason, I forget the guy's name, but he was over in Canada. He's over in Ottawa, in fact, and he complained. And for that reason, he kept reporting to the point where they shut it down because they said you cannot use Comcast, you can't do this, you can't do that, and everything they did was by the book, everything, and they shut it down. The whole GMRS Alliance. That was a very nice network set up from Buffalo all the way down to New York City and parts of PA and Ohio, and that was a very good system they had, and unfortunately they shut the whole damn thing down last year, and that was very upsetting. Yep. No, it wasn't Jerry. He's not in Ottawa. He's in London. So it wasn't him. No. So, yeah. Rick says, clarifier lock or unlock? That is the question. I have the spray. Yeah, you guys got to stop unlocking your clarifiers. Stop pulling limiters out of radios. All you got to do is align them and tune them per spec and let the radios be. Engineers designed these radios and built these radios for a reason, okay? That's all you got to do. Let the radios be. But when you guys start modifying stuff and doing stupid things, you're just asking for trouble. You're going to damage your equipment. You're going to cause failure to components. You're going to see that white puff of smoke come off the back of the radio. And then you're going to be upset because, well, I just paid this guy all this money and now it's blowing up. Now we got people on here saying, and I've seen those prices before, $1,600 for a radio all juiced up. I see them on eBay all the time. People are selling radios super tuned. You know, we got the advanced technology of componentry. Let me ask you this. All you customers, all these consumers, okay, ask yourself this question. What is so secretive and special about the way how you super tune a radio and upgrade your finals and regulators? What does that do for a radio? Not a damn thing besides go the opposite way, blow it up. And I'm going to tell you why. If you ask the engineer, call the engineers up, say, hey, I'm looking at getting my radio upgraded for this. What do you think? And listen to what the engineer says. But you know what's going to happen? You're going to disregard what that engineer is going to tell you, and you're going to do it anyways because you had the urge to go on the bad side of the fence. That's where it comes down to, guys. So you should really ask yourself a question. When someone says, hey, do you want this thing super tuned, upgraded? We got the whole deal. We can do all this cool stuff, right? Don't do it. Don't do it, guys, because by the end of the day, what that radio is going to produce for power and good modulation opposed to what you're going to dump in for money is only going to result to one thing. You're going to lose power. You're going to have distorted modulation, overdriven radio, and you're going to wear down the components, period. And the more you guys keep doing this stuff and saturating your audio, it's insane. I just read this to everybody. We just explained this and described it just a few days ago about modulation, how people were cutting limiters. And the reason why they do this because they want all that modulation driving hard right into the mic jack and right through the whole audio circuit, right? Well, when you start driving so much audio into an audio chip, then you're going to overdrive that audio circuit and to the point where it's just going to be saturated. And that's what happens. When you guys start doing this stuff, you're going to create all kinds of nastiness. You're not helping yourself. It's like taking a brand new car, let's stick a banana in the tailpipe, pour soda down your gas tank, and let's change out the spark plugs to a bigger one. Because someone said, if you do all this, it's going to work out great. No, it's going to damage your car. So, I mean, would you guys buy an airplane you can't fly? I wouldn't. So, the moral of the story is, guys, this, get your radios done right the first time and be happy with them. If you guys, all these people want power. Holy jeez. How much power do you want? If I can talk to Serbia on my HF radio on the 10 meter band with only 2.5 to 3 watts, what the hell do I need power for? And I'm a licensed operator. I'm an extra. So, I mean, I'm right there within my legal license to operate on those bands. And I key up and I'm talking to Serbia. The first time I key up, so QRP, the guy comes right back. KC2KJO, QRP, go ahead, I got you in here. Okay, 2.5, 3 watts is all I'm doing. And I hit Serbia, I walk in the park just like that, like nothing to it. Go back to my videos, guys. Check it out. ICOM 705. Good antenna system. That's all you need is a good antenna system, good SMER, good conditions, and the rest is history. I don't have to modify a radio and spread coils and cut limiters and hijack my radio to get all these special Palomar Max Mod regulators and upgrade finals and all this nonsense garbage. I mean, goodness graciousness. If I got to go through all that stuff, then there's something wrong. I should be asking myself this question. If I'm going to have all this work done, how come the engineer didn't do it first? Maybe I should call the engineer and say, hey, Mr. Engineer, how come you didn't cut the limiter? How come you didn't spread the coils? How come you didn't put better components in this for the finals? You know what he's going to tell you? Number one, he's got to follow rules, regulation, what the FCC says. Number two, that radio is designed to work exactly the way it's calculated. Key word, guys, calculated. Every component has a mathematical equation as to why they pick a value and what component they want to use for that circuit. If you guys don't understand this, then there's something wrong. So if someone tells you, hey, I can upgrade your radio right now, put a final into it, I can do this, I can do that. And what are you going to get by the end of the day? A splatter box. That's what you're going to get. It's going to overheat. It's going to take out the weakest link. It's going to burn it back and be done with it. That's it. That's exactly what you're going to get. So, anyways, guys, that's about all we want to talk about tonight is basically what it comes down to. Like I said, I'm not going to take, and if you want to send your stuff here, I'll help you out. If you're going to demand things, then don't send it here, period. Go find yourself another hack shop and play with them. If you want it done by a professional shop, you can send it here to my professional shop and get it done. You want to send it to a hack shop because you want it done the way you want it done, and you want to make the radio the way you want to make it, then you go somewhere else. But when it's here on my bench, it will be 100% gone through the correct way by the book, and that's how it's going to be. If you don't want it by the book, bon voyage. Real simple. But do not try to threaten me of a good time if you can't wanting to cancel a payment. I'm not going to do that. So when people who want to act like this and be stupid, then we got a problem with that. And I've heard people before say, no, I'm happy. And then all of a sudden I get this email and this alert, and I get a letter in the mail that says, oh, blah, 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 blah. And then, no, not happening. No. So, because when that happens, I get my lawyer ran on the phone, and he takes care of the rest, and that's it. I'm not going to lose. So it's always a win-win here. It just takes time when people want to delay it and act up the way they do, for sure. But that's okay, because he's not going to win. So, nor did the last person. Over $800 took me 90 days, but that's okay. 90 days. And got the money right back, and boy, did he get all upset. So, well, you got your radio, and it's fixed, and you're on the air. Not only was he stupid to get himself in that position, but he also bragged about it on a Facebook group, and on top of it, he actually did a video of himself using that very same radio, and showing how it was working so good. He just got it back. He was so happy, blah, 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 blah. That's what bit him. Stupid people these days, I tell you what, jeez. Anyway, so everyone have a great night, and like I say, if anyone's got any questions, feel free to ask, but if you are looking for something for nothing, then you can move on and get off my channel. How's that? Don't bother me. But if you want it done right, I'm here for you. If you want to learn, I'm here for you. If you need advice, I'm here for you. If you're going to take advantage of me and play stupid like some of these other guys, I just had a phone call here a week ago that were trying to ask questions on certain things, and the way they were asking the questions, I could tell they were doing it for somebody else. You knew who that somebody else was, which is ironically funny because his name has been mentioned in here several times early on. So that's okay. Little tiny penny Matt boy there had somebody actually call here asking for information on a radio, and I could tell I knew something wasn't right, and I said, no, I'm sorry, I can't help you right now. And he says, well, I thought you were the one who could do this. Sure, if you want to send her, we can take care. No, I got someone else doing it. And then he slipped up. I said, you got who? He says, no, I want to send it, but I'm kind of busy right now. I said, no, you just said you had someone else who wanted to do this. No, I didn't say that. And then hung up the phone on me. So, yeah, okay. So, yeah, I'm up to your games, buddy. These guys are always pulling that nonsense. You guys got to get this thing called a job. Get a job. Goodness gracious. Quit bothering me. You don't have to call here and be stupid. It'd be one thing if you were to call and say, listen, Stu, I apologize for the way I've been acting all this time. You're right. I shouldn't be doing this kind of thing. I just want to learn. Hey, that's okay. I can carry on a phone conversation with you. I got no problem with that. But when you're going to act like a child and you're going to go to your Facebook page and just cry. I mean, this guy literally went out, being a little panic boy. He actually went out and made a post. I still have that here saved. Many people sent me the same post over and again for a while. And we need people to come together. Who wants to go with me to New York and go after this DX radio shop? And one guy got in there and said, well, I'd love to go, but my question is, if I went, I just want to see what you're going to do. Why can't you go by yourself? What are you afraid of? So, yeah, he's just something else. I don't know. You can stay right there, right where you are on Facebook, and do what you want to do, buddy. That's up to you. If you want to learn, then learn. If you want to be a troublemaker and you want to live on the Jerry Springer show in your little tiny groups, go for it. I don't care. I really don't care. You know, because you're asking people for all the answers, but you're not willing to learn. That's the problem. So, not to mention the 71, 72 radios. I got to go back and look. I think you're up to 71 or 72 radios total I've had in the last three and a half years of your screw ups that you've burned up on people that I've had to be the one fixing them because they can't find nobody else they trust, because you kind of damage that for a lot of people. You really, upset people when they start wondering about, well, how do I trust a shop now after they go to your shop and then they get screwed? And it's like, well, how do I trust a shop again after getting screwed once? I don't want to get screwed twice. I got to be the one to explain to them, well, who did the work on your stuff? And, okay, well, here's the reason why you got screwed. So I can kind of give them a little bit more inspiration and that trust back to them again, because you take it away. Guys like you should be arrested for consumer fraud, because that's exactly what you are. You're a fraud. You want to do it for the right reasons, do it for the right reasons. Be a good technician. Do it for the right reasons, man. Don't do it because you want to get rich overnight and you expect to get paid and be this big dog technician within the last less than 4 years, 3.5, 4 years. You're 30-something years old and you claim to have over 30 years of experience. Not possible. Not possible at all. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. But anyways, enough about that little runt. He could say what he wants about my shop. I don't give a damn. So, it's like this. I'm not going nowhere. And you know what this one guy told me years ago? My mentor told me, he says, Stu, remember something. You're going to see this, as I have seen many times throughout my lifetime too. I said, what's that? We call those guys the Jerry Springer wannabe show, and we give them a 5-year clause. I said, what do you mean? Because it's 5 years or less and they disappear. Because they piss off enough people, they blow up enough radios and screw enough ones over that they just pretty much chase themselves out of the hobby and they disappear. And that's about right. Usually it's right around about a 5-year, no more than 6-year max. And you're going to find people like him just disappear. They disappear. You know why? Because they don't want to show their face anymore. They get out of the hobby because they get too many threats of people wanting to go after him, which he has. He's had numerous people on Facebook threaten him. They've had numerous people actually try to go hunt him down. They've had numerous people call him and make prank phone calls. And all he does is gets back on Facebook. You guys need to stop this. You're stressing me out. I have a family. I have blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, you created your mess. Now you want to cry about it. It's up to you, buddy. I mean, you're the one who made your bed. You got to lay in this. So if you're going to keep pissing people off, expect to get what you get. So I don't know what to tell you. Like I told you before, I have no problem trying to help you out, but you got to change your way. That's what you got to do, man. You got to change your way. So you're never going to move forward if you can't take and rise above that animosity you have and the nonsense childish of what you've got. If you can't rise above that, you're going to stay right down there in the hole in the ground where you've been the whole damn time. You ain't never going to come out. So that's a rabbit hole you won't win, for sure. So don't know what to tell you on that. Anyways, everybody enjoy your Saturday night. I just figured we'd taken. I wanted to bring the video across to one reason, and I did do a community post as well. If you guys want to see that photo with the information on there as to procedures as any other. So check out my community post if you would. Like, share, subscribe as always, and. If you got any questions, feel free to contact me, dxradioshop@yahoo.com. If anybody has anything they need to have repaired or serviced, feel free to contact me, dxradioshop@yahoo.com. If anybody has the ability they want to learn or they want to work on something they want to do, that's cool. I'm not here to put you out here in the open or throw you under the bus. If you guys want to take and learn and you want to be humble about it and you want to kind of stay behind the scenes and not be bothered by it, that's cool, no problem. If you want to be that person that just wants to kind of move up the ladder and not have someone say, well, who you learn it by, and have your name all across, you don't have to have that information out here. But I teach people all the time. There's 8 different shops across the world, across the country rather. To us, it's a world because nobody really here goes overseas, but just across the states here, across the country, that I've helped open up over the years. And they are running a very good, successful, honest business. I check with them periodically. They're not my business. I help them gain the knowledge, the equipment, the ability, and they still call once in a while to help, or they'll ask questions for help rather. And so And a lot of times I'll call them and say, hey, you guys ever see this problem before? Sometimes they'll tell me no. Sometimes they'll tell me yes. And we all kind of work together. So I've had, in fact, I'll give you an example. Just a few months ago, I called up one of the guys down there that I thought maybe might have an answer out of the 8. And I said, hey, by any chance, I got the situation here. And have you ever seen something like this before? You know what his response was? Which I kind of expected this, because that was the first time only this ever happened, which is fine. He says, wow, teacher asking student for help? And I started laughing with him. I said, okay, smart ass. I said, yes, I am asking you for help. Have you ever seen this situation before? And he says, actually, yes, I have. I said, okay, what did you find out? He goes, well, when I seen the situation, I've only came across it by pure luck. I saw a video online from some guy in the UK who had the same problem. So he never found the problem himself by troubleshooting. He found a video of somebody else who had found it. And then he sent me the link and he told me, he says, yeah, I think this might help you out still. I said, okay, appreciate it. So I went and checked out the link, went back, fixed the problem. That's what it was, resolved it, cool. And I called them back and said, hey, that link you sent me was exactly what the problem was. Is okay, good, awesome. I'm glad I was able to help you. So I'm glad you were able to help me too. I really appreciate that. And this is how we do things. I helped him get his business going. We spent almost 4 years getting him up to par with his knowledge of where he is. And so, very successful shop. He does very well. And I'm very happy for him. He's down in Welcome, North Carolina. And so, very good, honest shop. I'm not going to give his name because it is competition, but you guys just watch videos and find out for yourselves. He's a very good shop, and his name is Nicholas. I'll give you that much. His name is Nicholas, but a very good guy, very honest shop, and he's done a great job with me teaching him. And like I said, there's 8 different shops across the country here that I've taught over the years, and he is one who I reached out to because I kind of figured maybe he had seen this before because he had a lot of things that were very similar to that he called me about, and I would help him out. And when I ran into the situation, it's like, no, it's not that. And he got a chuckle out of it. Wow, teacher asking student for help. I said, yeah, isn't that the way it's supposed to be? I said, now if you think about it, think about the Karate Kid movie. What they always say, student only become good if teacher's good. And one day student teach teacher, right? And that's what it is. And because I have a high advanced background of martial arts as well, I utilize that knowledge, mythology, and everything else that I use from it, and I kind of mix it within my electronics of my way of learning. And so that's how we did things. So yeah, it was pretty cool. So if you are watching this, Nicholas, and I know you like to watch my videos, thank you once again for helping me out. I appreciate that by sending me that link because it did do good due diligence, and it was able to get me where I needed to be to fix the problems. I appreciate that for sure. On that note, if anybody else, like I said, needs anything answered or questioned, we're not out here to throw you under the bus. Unless you're going to be like Panic Attack or Derail, these other idiots that are hand in hand. Those guys are working together, doing stupid things. I really don't care if they want to post comments or videos. They can do what they want. I really don't give a damn. They're the ones ripping you off, taking your money. They should both be arrested for consumer fraud. If you guys want to go that route, hey, then go that route. Just go that route and spend your money, your hard-earned money. Go ahead and spend it and get screwed over. If you're dumb enough to pay $1,600 for a Striker 955, then I guess you can be dumb enough to spend anything. I wouldn't do that. You're crazy to spend $1,600. $1,600. Oh my God, I can't even fathom this. $1,600. Wow. For a radio that I sell for $585 out the door, 100%, guaranteed to work, and you're not going to have no problems. Unless you have a high SWR. I can't promise you what you do with your antenna system, but as far as the radio goes, there's nothing wrong with the radio. It's going to work 100% fine. In fact, it's going to work better, if not even much more elaborate than these $1,600, knockoffs that you're going to get from these numbnuts who want to jack them up, and for what reason? Oh my God. I don't know. And for the parts they put into it, don't even cost anywhere. So let's think about this. It's by the time you get the radio, it's about a $500 radio. By the time you get it, purchased online, if you buy it from a retailer and you get it to your door, that's before you even modify it, and you go through and you tune them and etc. So then you got your shipping, etc. Right? And if you're in the same state, then you got to pay a sales tax, right? So by the time you get all said and done, like I said, $585 is what I get out of them, plus the shipping, which is only $15-20, whatever. So, but when you get done with doing that, and then you're going to turn around and say, well, Let's compare this radio to a $1,600 radio. For the same exact radio, one that's perfect, aligned and tuned the way it should be, right from the factory, and just, good performance on my bench, opposed to no components. We're not changing nothing, just the values in the front menu to get that thing to perform good. Now we're going to take a $1,600 version of the 955, put that in the bench, and we're going to see how much splattering you have. You know what the funny part is? He doesn't use a spectrum analyzer. Doesn't understand how the hell these damn things work. He just gets in there and cranks all this stuff wide open. Barely uses the damn oscilloscope. And this is what you do. That's your $1,600, guys. You're paying $1,600 of your hard-earned money for someone who's not using certified calibrated test equipment, doesn't have the knowledge to do it the right way, doesn't care about you or your wallet other than you better pay, and that's what he wants. Why would you pay, goodness gracious, $1,015 more than what me and several other shops who are good shops sell them for? Why would you do that? You're going to pay all that money more to put components inside of a radio? You should be asking yourself one question. Why is he charging that kind of money for a radio that doesn't even cost nearly close to this kind of money? That's what you should be asking yourself. Now, here's the other question you should be asking yourself. If you were ever to sell that radio, would you even get close to your money back? The answer is no. You couldn't sell that radio if you wanted to more than probably $300 or $400 or $500 if you're lucky enough to get the right person come along. So now you just spent $1,600. You got screwed and lied to by these frauds for you to turn around and try to enjoy it, and then your wife kills you because you spent all that money on a friggin' radio that didn't even need to be spent money onto. That's way over the top. And B, it's going to blow up. Now you got to pay to get it fixed. Or C, you can't sell that to recoup your money. And here's your final answer, guys, is what does that all equal? 0. It's all negative. It's all bad. In other words, you're not going to gain a damn thing besides a splatter box with all this hi-fi garbage. That's insane. Really insane. Goodness gracious. You could buy yourself an HF radio for that kind of money, and you'd be happy. And you know what was nice about HF radios? Here's what's funny. Let me point this out to you guys. You guys spend money on these radios, and you pay these consumer. It's all consumer fraud, okay? You guys pay these hack CB shops to juice up your radios. I really hope you guys are listening to me, okay? You guys jack these radios up. You charge your customers all this money. You know what's ironic, though? When do you ever see them do that to a ham radio? An HF radio. Do you ever see anybody take an ICOM, a Yaesu, or a Kenwood, or a Linko, or a Heathkit, or a Drake, or a Com? Do you see any of those at all? Where they take the cover off and tell you, oh, you just bought this brand new, Michael just mentioned about a Yaesu 710. So you just bought this brand new Yaesu 710. Do you want me to upgrade the finals for you? I can upgrade the regulator for you if you want. Why would you do that? $1,150 radio, and you're asking me if I want you to upgrade this. Never do you guys see any CB shop, number one, troubleshoot, analyze, or repair an HF radio. Never. Number two, you never see them try to upgrade anything componentry if somebody were to have a radio sent in to get fixed. And number three, if you ever send your HF radios, you spend a lot of money on to, and you're going to send those to a CB shop, you're nuts. Because you're not going to get your radio back in good working condition. It's going to be all splattered, hacked up, and burned out because they just start turning stuff on the inside because they don't know what to adjust. Okay? An HF radio is a lot more complicated inside, if you're not careful, than a basic CB radio or 10-meter radio they modify for 11. Okay? So, if they can't fully understand, and I tell people all the time, when these guys who open up their CB shops, who I taught, start with a Cobra 25 or 29. I said, why? Because when you can master that radio, and you understand the alignment, and you understand the block diagram, and you understand how it all comes together, Then you can move up the ladder to a sideband radio, and at that point, then move up to the ladder for an AM sideband FM CW. Then move up the ladder to an HF radio. If you don't understand how to go through a CB radio on the real bare bone, plain Jane basics, you've got no business being inside of an HF radio. That is a disaster tornado waiting to strike. Okay, so when you guys are out there and you're sending your HF radios to shops, you should really look around for credible shops, not for hack shops. And by the way, you should also look for people who have a legitimate website they pay for, such as mine. I pay for my website. I own my website and my domain, and so I own all the rights to that, and I have all the legality paperwork, etc., to get where I am today. So when you have like little Penny Boy who has no sales tax ID number, no DBA, lives off the system, illegally taking money that he should be reporting to the welfare office, and then on top of that all, he has no certificates or licenses to operate some of this stuff. And on top of all of that, no website. If you have no website, you have no credentials, you got no certificates, you got none of that stuff, I don't know what to tell you then. I mean, hell, I could post pictures all day long. And a lot of my customers have pictures of my certificates. I've sent many pictures of my certificates to many people. And the reason why I don't post them online, because you know damn well you're going to get these fraudulent fake accounts like Larry Meeks and all these other idiots to get on here, and they'll start taking all my stuff and they'll post it everywhere and call out fraud BS stories, and then they turn around and try to crop it, and they'll try to erase my name and put their name onto it, and oh yeah. And I know this for a fact because I actually had that happen. This was about 5 years ago. And somebody had actually done that when I posted one of my certificates for my martial arts, and showed them what my 5th level was in Wing Chun. And somebody gets on there and they crop the picture. They save a copy of the picture, they crop the picture, and they repost it somewhere else, and they put down 7th Dan Taekwondo. How the hell you get that out of Wing Chun? But yet they left it. It said Wing Chun martial art. They didn't take that part down. They just added to it in Taekwondo. It's like, oh my God, so stupid, okay? Clearly they don't even know what martial arts is, because if you're in the Korean art, such as Taekwondo, we call them Dan, okay? So you can say degree if you wish, like, okay, 1st degree, 2nd degree, it's actually 1st Dan, 2nd Dan, okay? Wing Chun system, we don't call them Dans. Oh, have mercy. Oh my goodness gracious. So it is what it is. I enjoy these conversations with everybody though, for sure, but I like to get all the information out to help people, show them honesty, show them transparency, and show them the correct way of doing things. Again, I am not the best. I'm far from it, guys. I'm only human like everybody else, but I've learned it the right way. And if you read the books, you understand directions, then okay, you take shortcuts, you get in trouble, and that's what it is. So you really got to pay attention. Do your research first. Don't get yourself in a bind where you're taking and listen to all these guys. God, it sounds so good. I got to go to this guy. Then you find out, oh my goodness, my radio is all jacked up. Coils are spread, limiters, poles, swing kits installed. Don't need any of that stuff in there, guys. You don't need any of it. The engineers would have taken care of it if that were the case. Did they not do this? Did you buy a car that already had nitro installed? Did you buy a car that already had LEDs instead of regular light bulbs, and they turn colors on you when you go down the road? Did you already have it when you buy a brand new car? Did you already put the change out the spark plugs and tell them you want special upgraded spark plugs put in with your distributor cap? Did you do all that? No. Then why would you do this on radio? I had to give all these examples. I do this all the time, and I'll tell you why. Because some people just don't get it. They don't understand when I tell them one thing. So if I give you examples or different analogies, that's what you do, right? So I don't understand why people, they just can't fathom this. They don't understand that you have to clearly see what's happening. And this is what it comes down to, is that people are being screwed by all these hack CB shops. And that's what it comes down to. So again, you guys have got to understand, watch, research, look, ask questions, etc. Okay? And if you can't pay your bill, don't send a damn radio. If you're going to question the bill, then don't send your damn radio. The whole purpose of me sending my radio out to somebody if I were a customer is to get it fixed. Now, granted, it may cost this. And here, you know what? Is my buddy Brad still in here? I don't know if he's still in here, but I gotta pick on you for a minute, Brad. Okay, with all due respect, you're a great guy. So there's nothing bad against Brad. Brad's awesome, man. He's cool. But I'm gonna put it to you like this. Brad has sent me base stations in a Pelican box. So it's got extra foam and all the insulation, this, that, and the other, to protect the equipment, right? Because he takes how you want to take that? He says he takes pride. There you go. Extreme high pride, good pride with his equipment. So he actually went out and purchased a very expensive Pelican box, which is waterproof as well. Then he puts his radio, which he had a 2980 or 85, I think it was like 2980 or something like that. It was Ranger base. He put that inside this Pelican box. He boxed it up. Then he double boxed it. Can you imagine what the shipping was on that radio just to get it here? On top of the cost of the Pelican box? He had well over $300, I'll bet you easy, tied into between the Pelican box, the insurance, the shipping, just to get it here safely. And then he still has to pay me to fix it. And then he's got to pay the return shipping to get it back. He's got more money invested into his radios to ensure safe travel of his equipment to get here and serviced correctly by me and professionally by me, because he knows it'll be done right. Okay, and then have it return shipping back in the same condition as well how he had sent that as far as being packed. So Brad, he spends a fortune, but he's smart because he doesn't want to take a risk of just throwing it in a box with some bubble wrap and some peanuts and cardboard boxes around it and hope for the best. He spent good money. He works his butt off, man. I give a lot of respect to Brad for doing that. So he works hard for his money like all of you guys do. And he spends all this money onto Pelican boxes. And when I got done with that radio, I sent it back. He sends me a Cobra 2000 in the same Pelican box. Again, double boxed, Asher wrapped, all this foam, everything, to make sure that radio is going to arrive here safely. He spends more money on shipping than he did for some of the repair bills. But that just goes to show you the kind of guy he is, because he doesn't care about the cost of the shipping per se. I mean, it bothers him. It's more money, but he's more fearful of the damaged item if that's what happens through rough shipping. He's more concerned about, is my radio going to be damaged before it even gets to you, or will it be damaged when it gets back? So, Mr. Brad Anderson, if you're watching this, I thank you so much. You're a good friend of mine as well. And he does a very, very good job of packing up his equipment. He takes great seriousness with his equipment because he knows when he gets it back, it's going to work 100%, and that's what he wants. He expects the best of the best of the best of the best, and that's what he gets. So I thank many people, especially like Brad. I thank you all, but especially like guys like Brad who takes the time to really think about how he wants to execute the shipping because he wants to make sure everything's going to be good to go with that as well. So, take notes, people. You don't have to go crazy like that, but he's got a lot of money tied in his equipment, and he's just too far to drive. So to get it here safely, he went above and beyond to ensure that. And by the end of the day, he paid his repair bill. He was happy as can be. And some stuff he says, "Gee, Stu, that's it, really? Why is it not more?" Because that's all I'm going to charge you, because that's all it was. So he's like, "My God, you should be charging more money." There's a few times he had said that to me, along with many others. And it's like, "What for? I mean, I charge you fairly by the job." He goes, "Yeah, but goodness gracious. your work is like gold, man. You're doing an awesome job. I said, I appreciate that, but I'm not out here to rip anybody apart or break you over the coals. I'm just out here to make an honest living and be good about it, And he appreciated that. So I have the utmost respect for Brad and many of you guys as well. And so it is what it is, I mean, hell, Leadfoot drove up here. He took a risk driving up here. Thank God he made it here safely and got home safely because, you're taking a risk bringing a whole carload of thousands of dollars of equipment. What if he, God forbid, somebody had a little fender bender, and bounced it all around and broke knobs and switches? He drove that all up here to make sure it's going to get here and it's going to get fixed. We had a great time. Leadfoot's an awesome dude, man. We had a great time. Hung out here. We went out to dinner a few times. Hung out here in the backyard. Had a great talk about the antennas. Jumped on the HF radios. Gave him a nice tour, a few different things, and awesome guy. It's amazing, and I'm looking forward to seeing him again. He's coming up this summer, hopefully to visit everybody again. Michael, everybody else we're going to have, and so yeah, and he was very satisfied. Got all his stuff all fixed, ready to go. So yeah, there you go, man. If you're willing to drive to get it here, and that was 10 hours. He drove 10 hours to get here from Illinois to New York to get all his stuff fixed. So, but yeah, sorry about that, Leadfoot. Didn't mean to call you dude. He's a great guy. He really is. And Michael's going to be coming from Connecticut. And we got about 13 states of people coming up here in July to come visit my shop. I don't see anybody going to little Panty Boy shop to have everybody go visit and have a big old jamboree on the air, picnics, barbecues. These people are spending money at motels to come up here and see me. What does that tell you guys? Again, I am not the best. I am not bragging. I am far from it. But I do very good at what I have. I'm very smart, very intelligent. I get the job done right. I follow procedure, follow a book, troubleshoot, read schematics, certified in levels you can't even imagine. And I got people that don't even know, never seen me before in their life, but they send equipment here and are willing to drive up here and spend money at motels, this, that, and the other, just to come visit me and spend the weekend here with me to hang out, check out the shop, and do some raffling, all this fun stuff, and go out for the whole day and just talk radio. We're all going to go out to this big old park, put a bunch of antennas up and all of our gear, and just jump on and have a blast and barbecue. That's what it's all about. So when you start having pride and you start having self-respect in what you do, then you'll succeed in anything you want to achieve. But if you're going to be on Facebook, these little CB groups, running your pie hole, well, that's about where you're going to end up. You're going to be the one at the end of the line getting yourself that nasty destruction of Pie Smasher, what you call it. I'm going to put that in a polite way. If anybody has ever watched American Pie movie, you'll understand the point. You're going to be the one standing right there by the little island in the kitchen being jammed up with that pie. That's what you're going to be. So, anyway, guys, everyone have a great night. Appreciate this all. And, again, everyone be safe, be humble, enjoy the hobby. Don't let these scammers get to you. Don't let them destroy your radios. And do not spend stupid money on radios that cost you, $800, $1,200, $1,400, $1,600 strikers. There is no way in hell is any of those radios, any strikers or any tones or Cobras or Galaxies or Connexes or Generals, none of those radios are ever going to be worth $1,600. Don't waste your money on that stuff, guys. If you want a splatter box and you want to spend your money, go for it. But for that kind of money, shit, I can sell you the same exact radio. It's going to work a lot better, more clean. Well, it's going to be the only clean one because you ain't going to get no clean off the other ones. So it's going to be 100% better. It's going to outperform his garbage. It's going to last you longer for a fraction of the price. I mean, we're talking $1,000 less, like $1,015 less than what he charges. $585 is what I charge plus shipping. He's charging you $1,600. Do the math, guys. You're getting two of the same radio, one that's good and one that's upgraded with all kinds of steroid injection hacks. Is that what you want? Then you go for it. If you do, don't send that radio here when it fails. I don't want no part of it. I'm not going to sit here and try to play surgery on someone else's garbage, because I forewarned you the first time. Do not spend money on stuff like that. You don't need upgrades. You don't need splatter boxes. You don't need to crank your radios up. You guys don't need any of that. What you do need are two things: common sense and a hell of a good antenna system with gain. That's what you need, because by the end of the day, your antenna is the main concern. Okay, your antenna has to be 50 ohm impedance at the lowest SWR point that you can get. And when you get the antenna tuned up perfect, then you put your coax on and get that all matched in with the proper impedance. That's all you need. Then that's it. The antenna does not know, and the antenna does not care what radio or how much you spent on that radio. The antenna wants one thing: can you deliver 50 ohm impedance at the termination point? That means the connectivity from your antenna to coax line to your CB radio. Can you give me 50 ohms on the other line, on the other end of that line, which is the line going to your radio? That's all the antenna wants to know. It doesn't know if you got a Radio Shack, a Craco, or you got yourself a Drake or a Colin or a Browning or a Galaxy, a Striker, or It doesn't know. It doesn't care. It doesn't want to know. It doesn't want to even care. Okay? It just needs that 50 ohm, guys. That's it. So again, I'm here to give you good knowledge. You can Google it. You can fact check this. Do what you want. If you guys are going to argue over this, you guys want to find some other way and say, no, you're wasting your time trying to be the negative one. Get online and do your research. You'll find it yourself. Okay? These are all things you can find. They're all free accessibility knowledge right online. Go find it yourself. You will see more than one area, plenty of sites that tell you how to tune your antenna and why it's so important that the antenna is number one. Okay? Have a great night, guys. Like, share, subscribe, and I hope you guys got a lot out of this video, and I look forward to doing more videos for you as well, and I look forward to seeing a lot more people send. Of course, always people send your things and all the radios here anyways, but that's okay. We'll keep you guys going. So like I said, we enjoy working on radios. If you guys want to send your radios here for repair or for servicing, feel free to do so, and we will always be here to help you out. You take advantage of me, you lose your help, you're going to lose my respect, and you'll never be able to send things here ever again. And we're not going to cross that bridge. So try to avoid the drama. Do it right the first time, guys. You want it done right, send it here. If you don't want it done right, plenty of shops you can choose. You probably got 90% of those shops are all going to be hacked. There's only about 10% or less of us in the world, in this country here, that are real, true, honest, good technicians like myself. If you guys want the hack jobs, go on Facebook. You'll find them all over the place. Have a great night. Enjoy your weekend. DX Radio Shop. Have a good night, guys.